Happy New Year, everybody. 2024 was fucking nuts. Hopefully 2025, good. You want it to be good, obviously. Here's a little mashup. You know, Pimp got back there and started pulling some shit, some moments from the year. Thanks for, this is the first full year I've had of doing the podcast. It's very fun. Next year, we're going to do some fun changes. Might go from one-on-one interviews to maybe, a little group play. Enjoy the clips. And Happy New Year. Happy 2025. Isn't it fucking nuts? It's 2025. We're old as shit. Birthday at school
rules.
You're a celebrity.
Yeah.
That was your first taste of celebrity.
Yeah.
It was going in being like, someone's 9.
It's December 11th.
It's Shane Day. It's Shane Day. Did you have...
Yours is when somebody else has the same day as you?
Or they try to co-op yours, and they go like, well, my birthday is on Saturday, and yours it's Friday, so we're just going to have...
Yeah, we're not playing that shit.
We don't split this.
It's my birthday.
What kind of socialist celebration is this? Did you ever bring in treats from your mom?
I don't think...
That was always the biggest thing, is if your birthday was during the school year.
Maybe you brought in treats for everybody.
We all got to eat. Everybody's up.
I always eat too.
Everybody's eating.
What good is first class if my bros can't sit? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you worried about AI at all when it comes to there's rumors
AI keeps coming up over and over again.
Well, it's everywhere. Now I'm hearing people are using it to write jokes.
Well, what is it? That's the whole point. It's like, what is it? Is it a whatchamacallit? Is it an actual computer?
Yeah, like chatbot, where they take everything that's ever made, and then they produce a new.
Sure. Well, this is what I've said before on multiple podcasts, is that, hey, there might be a computer program that can write poetry and music, but can it work at a coffee shop?
No.
Till it makes it. No. I don't think so.
That would
can
be
it
great.
live off a girlfriend in Brooklyn till it makes it? No.
Dude, there's a picture of the world's tallest man meeting the world's shortest woman.
Yeah,
Did you see that? Mm-hmm. They have to hang out now, because all I want is him walking around with her like a parrot. And you bring up that picture.
That's awesome.
He could do this. He could put her in his hand and be like,
just a little scoop up.
Yeah, it's going to be Oliver with his first girlfriend. Where he's like,
exactly.
I want to feed you.
Do you want a kiss?
Yeah, we beat Grandview.
I have to take a shit in the bathtub because the toilet's too big.
Look at those two.
Yeah, look at
those two just out having fun.
Yeah.
How does he not? You know what? I would want to get launched. If I were her, I would want to get like a dad does with a baby.
All the way to the moon.
Yeah, just fire, really fire me up there.
Yeah.
I want you to granny shot me up into the air. And by the way, put some English on it.
Yeah, a little backspin.
Flick it a little, so I'm like,
I'm not wearing panties. Yeah. Flip me.
Oh! There's a whole trend on TikTok right now where people are self-diagnosing themselves autistic. No doctor. Not one medical professional consulted. It's just them, 2 camera, right down barrel. They're like, I used to be afraid of large crowds. I thought I was socially awkward. Turns out, I've been masking my autism for 27 years. What if we only use the word retarded for those people? That's it. That's it. Your wife's from New York too, right?
Yeah, well, she's from Long Island. It's not exactly New York. It's more like New York's Kentucky. I mean, only in a place like Long Island would they elect George Santos, who lied about everything.
And then back him still.
Yeah, they still...
He didn't get... The people in Long Island were like, I don't know, it's kind of funny.
All you got to do is hit a couple of buzzwords to win. And we could run in Long Island and win. All you got to say is close the border, get the gays away, get rid of MS-13.
And how great is America?
And get rid of the commies.
Yeah.
And then they're just like...
No socialism.
Yeah.
Go America. And they'd be like,
yeah.
I think I'm going to vote for this guy.
And then they go, make the Walt Whitman Mall open for 1 more hour. And they go, I'm voting for this guy.
They go, oh my God.
Yeah.
Also, they made the LIE mad fast.
Shredder's, I remember pausing the movie to watch... to look at his costume, or his outfit intricately, because it was fucking rad. That helmet was so cool.
You're talking about the original?
Yeah, the OG.
TMNT.
Yeah, the original.
The best one.
It was so cool.
Where
looking.
April kind of wanted to fuck Raphael?
She did. 100% she did.
That was a weird thing that I picked it up as a kid, and I was like, "Lady, you're trying to fuck a big turtle, you freak."
Yeah, but you don't know what he's packing, dude.
Dude, she's like, April O'Neil had some horrible ex-boyfriends to get her to the point where she's like,
fucking a turtle.
I'm gonna fuck a turtle. Some guy named Lance, and he goes, "Yeah, you remember April, that stupid bitch reporter I dated?
Yeah, what happened to her?
She's dating a ninja turtle." Good luck.
I heard those guys are pretty sick, though.
And
I'm not
then
gonna lie.
he's like Raphael and April, when their relationship's like kind of on the rocks, and he's like, "Hey babe, did you see my sigh?" And she goes, "I washed it." And he goes, "Fucking wish I still lived."
You can't wash it. I said that. It's like a cast iron pan.
It rusts.
You just have to baby oil it and put it fucking back.
Casey Jones absolutely would have been a part of January 6th.
Yeah, without a doubt, dude. One of the leaders, in fact, like one of the first in for sure.
Like, I got a whole golf bag full of weapons.
Yeah, dude. It was baseball bats, golf clubs.
My favorite action figure of the series was Casey Jones.
Yeah, it was the coolest. It was the most real of a guy that you like in your family. Like, that's like an uncle I have. You know what I mean?
My uncle Casey hangs out with Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, and everyone goes, "Yeah, we're trying to help him out." But
he got on some internet, some fringe shit.
He's falling off the wagon. Yeah, QAnon led him to hang out with turtles underground.
Because I'm telling you, there's and they're Democrats.
Yeah, they're all libs.
Yeah,
they're all fucking hardcore libs down there, dude.
Turtles are libtards. And you go, Casey Jones, what's up with your fucking bad attitude?
Chill out, Casey.
Yeah,
man.
that whole world, like Seth Rogen, I watched it one night in the hotel. He did a great job with the new Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I heard it was. I didn't watch it, but I heard he did a good job.
Teenagers. They kind of like, you were waiting for them to do that with Spider-Man, like actually make him a teenager.
Yeah, make them kids. Because that's what they are. Because in the original, they were all grown men.
Yeah, they were like
45.
"Hey, Master Splinter."
Yeah.
The voices of contractors from like the fucking, "Hey, Master Splinter, why can't I eat no pizza up there?"
I got to figure out my 401k. Then we'll take the enemy on.
The next evolution in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is letting us write a very adult script with all the things we just...
That's actually rad. I would like no longer Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Would be great to see like geriatric Mutant Ninja Turtles,
or just like mid-40 turtles.
Yeah, bad. Someone has sciatica.
Oh, Donatello's in love
sciatica.
with an OnlyFans girl. Like he's gotten suckered because he's a nerd.
He gets catfished. He's like, I'm flying around here from Russia.
Oh, stop! He's on 90 Day Fiance.
Yes.
He's like, I moved to New York sewer system. They fight Shredder. I know Michelangelo would be dead. Who would? Because I think he would be the one to part. Because
Donatello would be doing the best financially. He'd be successful.
He stashes money away.
Yeah, 100%. Dude.
Raphael's at Rikers for a violent crime.
He's Rikers for sure, dude. And he's tried to escape a few times.
Yeah, but he's holding it down.
Yeah,
the ninja skills help.
Yeah,
Michelangelo is dead because he is a party dude.
He overdosed. He OD'd. Yeah, for sure. We opened the movie on his funeral.
Oh my God. And then Leo's like, "Come on, Don. Someone spiked his heroin. They hot packed him.
We have to find out who did it." That's the that's the impetus for the film.
Which is crazy because, you know, as a comic book fan, they did The Last Ronin with Ninja Turtles, and it was like a darker look.
Yeah.
If all of them were dead except Michelangelo, and he carried around all their weapons. But I want a real... I don't want like...
Give me reality. If we're going to make up fantasy, give me reality.
Exactly. Give me a dose of like, Leo got married...
Yeah,
and maybe he regrets it. He's fat now. He's not in shape.
And he had to take on like a couple of side gigs.
Yeah, he's like, I used to be eating pizza and kicking ass.
You know how expensive private school is?
Do you know what it's like to work at Hertz in the corporation part?
Yeah,
it's not glorious.
You're not even at a location. I'm at the building.
I gotta go to a home office. They're gonna move us to Toledo, wherever they're located. Yeah. He comes back. Splinter's dead. From cancer, from some weird like...
He died. Unfortunately, he did die. In fact...
It turns out fucking with that ooze.
That ooze was it, yeah.
Loaded with carcinogenics.
Yeah, how could we have known?
Yeah.
It was glowing all day.
It was radioactive. It was right there, Splinter.
Splinter, right in front of us. I could have never guessed.
I didn't know.
How could I have known?
The tumors were the size of softballs.
But by the way, his last words, he smiles, and as he does, he has goo in his teeth.
Yeah.
He had that really ominous laugh, too.
I didn't like it.
It was so creepy, dude. It fucked me up when I was a kid.
Yeah, because you see him scurrying around and you're like...
He's supposed to be a father figure. Even to the viewer, he's supposed to be this like comforting father figure. But when he would laugh and stuff, it made me really uncomfortable.
You know what it was like? Because we were both raised by single moms. Mm-hmm. It was the boyfriend that you liked up first, and then it wore off. And you're like, I don't know if I like Keith.
Do I like that guy?
Yeah, you're like, he laughed weird. And it's that thing. It's one thing to do.
Right.
Where they laugh weird and you go, I don't like that.
Yeah, like the guy that laughs after he says something. That's a guy I knew in my family that he'd be like, well, that's how it is. Every time.
And you go, what is that?
Why are you laughing? I hate it, dude. It bothered me so much. Why are you laughing?
Why do you do that?
Why do
I
you
always
do that?
ask like a curious African guy.
Yeah.
Why do you laugh like that?
Well, that's that clip. Why are you gay?
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Who says I'm gay?
Yeah.
You are gay.
You are gay. Who says that? You are gay. That guy
gay.
rules.
He's so for sure about
I
it.
remember when my favorite time that was used on the internet was they were talking about cross-platform Xbox players playing with PlayStation. They go, all the PlayStation players to Xbox. Why are you gay? And I was like, dude, what a nerd. What a nerdy way to use that clip. Dude, there was a...
Why are you gay? By the way, I want this.
Oh,
I mean,
that's a
holy
legit...
shit.
That's legit,
Fins
dude.
up, dog.
That's from McDaniel.
I know. Fins, I can tell. Who else would it be from?
But
if
he
it's a
sent me
Fins?
it, and I was like, you just sent me a ball?
You just put it in the mail?
Like, he gave me a box with, like, a bunch of dolphin stuff. Because when your friend coaches, it's like...
Like your oldest friend, right?
Yeah, he's
your
like...
childhood friends?
Yes, in 7th grade. He will... I'm trying to get him on the podcast. I'm like, dude, come up. Because I want
He's
to
so good on media days.
He's
He'd
hilarious.
be perfect on
That's
this.
him. That's 100%
No,
him.
you honestly can tell. The vape joke was my favorite.
When he hit... I mean, dude, what's funny is I was at that game.
They pressed him about it, too.
I was at the game.
Yeah.
And he hit the vape on TV.
It was so rad.
And they were like, I was like looking at Twitter, just like halftime or whatever happened. Might have been between the 3rd and 4th quarter. And I was like, sitting next to his wife. And I was like, shit. And she goes, what? I go, Mike got busted vaping. And she did like the, not even like, oh, he wasn't. She was like, God
Michael.
Michael.
I told you. But also, why can't a coach vape on the sideline?
They used to rip butts in the
That's what
dugout
I don't
in baseball.
understand. Yeah. Well, football coaches used to smoke cigarettes on the sideline.
Here's what I'm blown
They're not playing.
Here's what I'm blown away with vaping.
Yeah.
And this shows my age, and you're the same age. I'm blown away when people vape or do snooze or zins without ever smoking cigarettes or dipping tobacco.
In their whole lives?
In their whole lives.
Yeah,
you start with a vape.
Yeah,
Katie
weird.
and I have this conversation a lot.
Yeah.
How the fuck are you going to start with a vape? Because we both miss smoking cigarettes so bad.
I like it.
Did you like vaping?
No, smoking.
Oh, how long did you smoke? You started at Arizona State?
Yeah. I mean, I started late high school, but then I really got into it in college.
I mean, Arizona State.
Yeah, you had to. It came in the dorms. They gave you
so like,
cigarettes.
here's a pack of Marlboro Lights.
When you move in.
Also, here's a starter kit on how to do coke.
First of all, it wasn't Marlboro Lights. You know what it was. It was Parliaments.
Parliaments. I should have thought
ASU.
ASU.
Yeah.
With the coke.
Yeah, a little coke bin, dude.
Yeah, you never. That's how you found out which one of your friends did blow when when they bummed you a Parliament. You're like,
why do you only smoke Parliaments? It's just convenient.
Yeah, they go, I don't know. It's cool.
Okay.
Look how the filter looks in the thing. And you're like,
all right, just put a bump in there if you're going to give it to me. Then.
Yeah, dude, why is your jaw off the wire right there? You're like,
I think I started and stopped a dozen times. I actually talk about it now in my act. I smoked again. It's been like 6 months, but I was
what took you
sneaking
to
it again. Just life
Can
bullshit.
I ask you
just
something?
getting me back into the darkness. You know,
this is almost like a sexual thing because I want to know what it's like.
I'd walk to the club and smoke. That was like my favorite thing, by myself, quietly.
What was the first one like back? And how did you get there?
I got there for some really bad family news.
Okay.
And I was
great.
like, and I went
Can I tell you what? Sure. I can see that coming.
This is so fucking stupid and funny. I bought a friend of mine in my neighborhood because I live in like a suburb.
Yeah.
And I bought a little electric scooter that I could just putz around the neighborhood for fun, like go to the store and get some. It's fun, and no one sees me on it. But it was, dude, this is like such sad stepdad shit. When I got this terrible news, I just got on the scooter and I told my lady, I was like, I'm just going to just cruise around for a little while just to like clear my mind. Ride. Yeah, so I just put my headphones on.
And also the noise an electric scooter makes when you first take off is such bitch shit.
I know, dude.
It goes.
Dude, it's awful. And then I went to my local convenience store.
Pick up John Connor and run from the Terminator.
Get on. I went to my local shop and I bought, I don't even know why. I wasn't going to, that wasn't really planned. I just stopped by.
So you didn't have the thought on the drive
Not really, no. That little convenience store in my neighborhood I go to all the time for like snacks bullshit. And I thought maybe I wanted like a candy bar or a piece of gum or something to drink.
Something naughty.
Just something, anything, just something. And then I was like, fuck it. I don't even know. It literally hit me out of nowhere. And then I got a pack and I went to a park.
What'd you get?
I bought American Spirits.
Listen, natural tobacco.
I just don't smoke anymore.
Giving money back to the natives.
That's right, you know?
I love it.
Hey, how are you?
Yeah.
And I just bought a pack of American Spirits. It was like the first thing I saw.
He who hears bad news
Mush.
Thank you for buying American Spirits. He who smokes when sad.
He who smokes when sad.
Yeah, for the great Red Warrior has bought another fire stick.
I bought it.
Yeah.
Went to the park, and it was at night. There was like a men's softball team playing.
Watching gay men play a form of baseball. No, it's kidding.
Playing a sad form of baseball.
Yeah.
I just sat and smoked on the back of this bench and watched them. It was kind of blacked out because I was just bummed. And
Yeah.
I just sat and I smoked 2 or 3.
But that first,
It was
was
incredible.
it gross or was it?
No, it was great.
You're just like,
I loved it.
that's what I keep thinking.
Actually, the thing that turned me on the most was the click of the lighter as the flame hits the first tip.
I'm telling you right
it goes,
now, we make the noise. Katie and I always make the noise of lighting that cigarette. The first one where you go like
Yeah.
that, and you go,
oh, dude,
and you're
yeah.
like, I'm back. Because when I'm back, I've been off for 10 years.
Yeah, you're a good boy.
If I come back,
You haven't even hit it once? No slips.
dude. If I come back, I'm back.
Wow.
If I come back, she's back. If she comes back, I'm back.
Was she smoking again?
She just got off Nicorette a month ago.
Yeah, it's hard.
Dude, it's crazy. She had to quit smoking twice.
So but also
So where did you put the pack? Did you hide it?
I threw it away. I know that's very wasteful, but I threw
She
it
had
away.
3 cigarettes.
Yeah.
You didn't leave it out for like a bum?
No, because I felt so guilty about it because I had
You had to
told.
kill your hooker? You had to strangle her and put her in the river?
Yeah, dude, you can't take that
You
home.
fucking dirty bitch, you're gonna die. God! And you crush the bag. No, you leave it out. So some guy goes like pushing a shopping cart and he goes, there's no way. There's
Oh, a
no
full pack of
way.
cigarettes.
Where? All the guys in the tunnel are gonna go nuts. Yeah, dude.
Wait till I tell the turtles.
Oh, Leonardo's gonna shit. Little tiny pellets, because that's what turtles shit.
I thought about it, dude. I thought about.
So you
saving
throw it away.
Yeah, I
but
threw
you're
it
not
away.
done. You just said
No, I wasn't done. Yeah, no, I
You're
went.
never
I went
done.
back to the well a few times. I'm good now. I'm actually in much better. I'm good now.
good.
I'm feeling-
Did the family stuff shake
yeah,
out?
I mean, it's all it's
still
like
sad?
everything. It sucks, but I mean, like, I've since dipped my toe in a few more times. I had a little bit of a run, but I put it away again.
Because I'm going to tell you right now, where
Yeah.
I fantasize, it's like the 3rd time you're fucking around, where you're on the road and you're like, I'm going to go get us some smokes.
Yeah.
And then you just have a smoke in the back of a venue. God, smoking on the road.
The best.
Just smoking at work. Anyone will agree.
Yes.
Any job you have, smoking cigarettes cigarettes do 2 things for you that should be on the pack as benefit to counterbalance the mouth cancer
Yeah.
they're going to tell you you're going to get. You can get out of any bad conversation,
Yep, I gotta go smoke.
and it gives you something to do at work that isn't work.
Yeah, it gives you a break.
Yeah, it's
a
a
break.
legit break.
Yeah,
Smoke breaks when I was a waiter were the best.
rad.
Hey, watch my section, and then you'd go outside and just have that like,
Takes you away. You really get to it's truly like an escape route for a
Yeah.
little bit, like a little.
but then
little
when you
bit of
keep
time.
going and you wake up wheezing and you wake up and
Yeah,
fucking
dude.
your hands
Obviously,
are
you know
tingling.
the detriment, and also if your significant other doesn't like it, then it's a whole conversation.
How
again.
did you? So this is great.
I told her pretty quickly that I was
You
bummed.
just walked in. You're like, baby, I smoked.
No, it was later in the
She
night.
would kill me if I smoked and I didn't do it with her.
Right, of course.
I would be in trouble if
Yeah.
I brought home a pack of Camel Lights and I went like, "This is gonna happen." She's so ride or die that I know Katie would be like,
I'm
go on the
going
roof.
down with you. Yeah, let's
"Go on
go
the
on
roof.
the roof.
Let's go downstairs.
No,
Let's
my
go
wife
take a
never
walk."
smoked, so for her it was like and she's never been like
Non-smokers don't get it.
no, but she's never been judgmental. She's always like, I know you don't want to do it, so she would push me to not do it. You know, it's
Yeah.
almost like the support system
Yeah.
is great, but you're also like she's not. It's never like a fight.
But you want to explain to her. You go, "It's so fucking good."
It is. I mean, I think she knows. You got to know. It's like heroin. You're like, how good is it? It's like, dude, it's the best. I've never done it, and I know it's the best. You know it's
Yeah.
the best. Even if you've never done it, you just know.
You know it's so good, it'll ruin your life.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, it's got to be good if it can kill you.
If it's that good. That's why vaping never seems like it was so good it could kill you.
But that's going to kill some people. People's arms are just going to fall
oh
off.
my
We're
God.
gonna the detriment from that in 20 years. I tell O'Connor all the time. He rips at that thing all day, every day.
And St. Germain's like that. I have a bunch of friends that rip vapes
All
and you're
day.
like, you know what it reminds me of is when I used to do weed, when I would vape weed when it first came out. Like when it first came out,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, what is, I could just smoke. But then I noticed I was getting stoned in a worse way. I was getting stoned in a way where I told Big J it was like hitting a flask all day. And then you're just like blackout. You're just
Lucid,
like-
yeah, I didn't like
Whereas
that.
smoking weed, it smells. You have to burn it somewhere. So like when I'd go outside, you just take in a little, then you go back inside.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what vaping tobacco. You're just like vaping nicotine. You're just like constantly on it.
And
Whereas
dude-
cigarettes, you have to go outside.
Yeah, it's an inconvenience, which is also the best part about it.
It makes it's the difference in finding your Christmas presents versus unwrapping them.
Totally.
Whenever people were like, "Did you find your Christmas presents?" You're like, "I don't want to blow that."
I didn't look for him. No
The
way.
fun part's unwrapping and be like, "What the fuck?"
Or being like, oh, okay, thank you.
That's why going out, packing it, unwrapping it, pulling that third one from
It's-
the left.
it's a
if
great
you know about
cultural
luck.
thing. Yeah, third
And
one to
then
the left.
You
flip one, you gotta flip one.
it, and then you pull the other one.
Yeah.
Dude, the second.
You're making me want to smoke now.
I know. I'm making me want to smoke. I'm
wanna
goosing
leave
us
and go
up.
smoke.
I'm like the dog at the pound that's making us howl. We're
Right.
like, oh.
Cut to us literally just smoking halfway through this podcast.
Yeah.
Just ripping
And
butts.
Katie's just sitting in between us. And he's fucking having a cigarette. She's just sitting there, and Myrtle's just scratching at the door. You're like, go away.
No, she's smoking. Myrtle's got to smoke. Give her a square, dude.
Give her a fucking burner, dude. We got into so many great sports arguments.
I almost got in a fist fight with Nate, and I have
About-
proven to be the winner, which I've never brought up to him.
The Final Four.
It was the final game.
It was the finals of 2010.
Whatever Duke Butler was.
It was Duke Butler. So whatever
Yeah.
year that was. Okay.
The argument was, we just witnessed the most memorable missed shot in the history of basketball.
Was that Butler
That
missed
was
three?
the argument. And I thought, that's just a slam dunk of a contest. The ball was in the air. We didn't know who was going to win.
Yes.
Duke had the lead.
Yes.
So you're like, the ball is hurtling through the air.
But they were only up by
shot,
two, like
the
one or
buzzer's
two.
going off, and I'm like, if this goes down, there's 5 seconds, and you're like, we don't know who won the game. We're at zeros, and we don't know which team won. It hits the back of the rim, and I said that's the most memorable missed shot in history. And my argument then and now is, if it's not that, what is?
Yeah, what-
Name another memorable miss.
That's that big.
I don't remember watching this game. I don't remember this shot. I barely remember John List.
California, 2025, the end of February. San Diego, February 28th. Los Angeles, March 1st. And San Francisco, March 2nd. Get tickets on sale now, dansoder.com. I will see you in 2025. And then other cities, don't worry, we're coming. We're putting it all together. But California, you're up first on this theater tour. I'm very excited about this. Again, February 28th, I'll see you in San Diego. March 1st, Los Angeles. And March 2nd, San Francisco. dansoder.com for tickets. Please buy them, and I'll see you then.
I'm excited about this next one. Phil Jackson, coach.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's a
at that.
good-looking coach right
also,
there.
what a picture of your dad from the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Where you go, damn, Dad, you were getting puss. Great action shot. This is kind of the action shot that I would want.
Yeah, that is
With
a
the,
sick shot.
With the roll, where you're
Yeah.
like, that's like me dunking on my friends when they bring up a wrong fact. That's like me coming in with the real fact. This guy, I want to put him in the crusty pile, but I'm not going to. Also, his shot looks so hopeful.
Yeah.
Look at the way his face is. where
That
he's
could have
like-
missed for sure. I'm
Yeah, he
going
goes,
with that
I
one,
think-
probably missed.
He's got a face where he goes, I think this is going to be all right. By the way, I didn't realize his full name is Wardell.
Oh, really?
It's Wardell Stephen Curry. Stephen
Damn.
Curry. Look at that. Full name on the back. But, I mean, the father to one of the greatest
One of the
shooters
greats.
of all time, if not the greatest shooter of all time.
Next to Caitlin Clark.
Yep. Oh, dude. Curry and Clark. You know what I've never asked you just as a friend? What phases have you had? Like, because you played football. That technically could be considered a phase. It's like your jock phase. But in middle school, did you have like a skater phase? Or like I had a poser phase.
I had, it was always sports.
Always
there was
sports?
a while I thought I was really good at basketball,
Oh, man.
which is really funny.
Did you bring a ball around everywhere? What was that? What was that phase? Did
It was like when
you get Slam
it was like
magazine?
Vince Carter's, like
The honey
his-
dip?
Yeah, that
Yeah, that was
exact-
unbelievable.
That range, I was like,
Vince Carter was the first guy that everyone was like, he's Michael Jordan too.
Yeah.
So he hyped so many people. So when you were,
I think I was number 15. Yeah, I think it might have been his number too.
were you into the Raptors for no reason?
Yeah, the Raptors were big for everybody. When I was a kid, Jurassic Park and the Raptors.
Oh my God.
I was like, I love Raptors.
I just said this recently, but it timed out when I was 10 years old, my dino phase. Jurassic Park came out the week of my birthday. And when you have a summer birthday, you're kind of fucked. You have a December birthday, so you got the in-class party.
I got the flu every single year on my birthday.
What?
I don't know. I guess December's
around flu season. But you never got to have like a great
sick every year.
Oh man! But that kind of does rule if you get sick and you don't have to go to school.
Yeah,
because then you're like, I get birthday at home. But when you're young,
I get birthday at home.
Birthday at school.
Birthday at school rules.
You're a celebrity.
Yeah.
That was your first taste of celebrity.
Yeah.
It was going in being like, someone's 9.
It's December 11th.
It's Shane Day. It's Shane Day. Did you have...
Or is it when somebody else has the same day as you?
Or they try to co-opt yours, and they go like, well, my birthday is on Saturday, and yours it's Friday, so we're just going to have...
Yeah, we're not playing that shit.
We don't split this.
It's my birthday.
What kind of socialist celebration is this? Did you ever bring in treats from your mom?
I don't think...
That was always the biggest thing, is if your birthday was during the school year.
Maybe you brought in treats for everybody.
We all got to eat. Everybody's up.
I always
everybody's eating.
What good is first class if my bros can't sit? You know what I mean?
Yeah. If I'm not bringing football themed cupcakes, you absolutely. I could see you bringing sports themed cupcakes for your birthday, and you're like, hey, this one's pretty cool.
I just did a bad job of communicating from school to home.
Yeah.
So I would always forget.
Most boys did.
Never got permission slip signed.
Did you ever forge it?
No, I was a good kid.
You were?
Yeah, I was a good boy.
I
was a nice little boy.
I forged only twice. I did some fucking rotten shit when I was in middle school.
Scoundrel. You are rotten. Dude.
I was a rotten little kid. Dude, my mom had this thing where she was like, if you don't get a 3.0 in high school, no license and you're grounded until you get your GPA back.
You gotta
up.
forge that.
Dude, we went to my friend's house who had a scanner, and we scanned the report card. Gave myself a 3.5. It was
nice.
It was midterm report card, so it didn't really count.
That's pretty smart though.
But I was like, and my mom was like, "This." She watches this. This will be the first time she finds out about
You're
this.
really doing something. This kid's gonna be something.
She goes, "I told you that screaming at you incessantly would work. It works."
It just made you a little piece of shit.
Yeah, she goes, "I gave you the Joe Jackson treatment. I just yelled at you until you were great."
You got a 3.5 in high school. You're a fucking genius.
You're not going to some state school. But basketball phase, what was that when you were young? Like young?
I was hockey phase for a while.
Dude,
I wanted to be
let me ask you
a goalie.
Yeah, you'd be a great goalie.
I thought I was, but I was terrible.
You know what? You're a great goalie in a Disney movie.
Yeah. Yeah, Goldberg.
You got Goldberg. You got Goldberg energy. You could go like, you would do this a lot, guys. When they're all skating away from you on their rollerblades, you go, guys, come back. Did any of these? Here's just my question, because this is what I went through. Did any of those phases line up with video games? So like NHL '94 comes out, right?
NHL was, yes.
You would think in 6th grade, NHL '94 came out. And I was just telling everyone how big of a hockey fan I was.
Yeah.
Knew nothing about it. Only played the game.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if it times out in our lives where like video games.
Video games for sure. I still like Manchester United. Like I watch soccer.
Because of
FIFA, yeah.
That's how you get
video games get. Yeah.
I wonder if people in the UK get into the NFL through Madden. Like they play Madden and they're like, I fuck with the Colts.
Maybe, but soccer is so much easier to pick up and like understand right away.
Yeah, because it's just like kick it, put
it
in the goal.
Yeah.
Football, you're like explaining pass interference to a guy. A Welsh.
They're not going to expect the draw.
Yeah. Draws are popular. Or 3rd and 15, you can run a draw.
3rd and 15 is nice.
That's an old Mike Shanahan move.
Screener a draw. Let's
yeah.
go.
Just bring everyone out, have them play back, and then make them play up. But I wonder if like a Scottish guy is like, I got into the NFL through playing Madden. I love the Broncos. Just like some random team. Because that's how FIFA is over here.
Yeah.
It's the best export for soccer is FIFA for us.
For sure.
Because it gets you in.
Yeah.
Do you still play every year?
Yeah.
You're probably nasty, right?
I'm pretty fucking good. I've been playing for 20 years.
Dude. I fucking hate.
Pretty good.
Our friend Dez, I'll play him in Madden online.
Yeah.
And he plays Madden consistently.
Yeah,
like I haven't. And he does these passes.
Yeah, he knows all the cheat plays.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dude, he beat me so bad last time I started getting pissy, and I go like this. I just don't have the time to commit to this game. And like, but
He's got a family.
Yeah, he's got a full family, full-time, real job.
Yeah,
Like
he's got less time than you. All we have is time.
All we have, and I was
too busy.
I was giving him front desk energy from getting food poisoning. Where I go, yeah, I don't know. It's just like you're cheating, and if
I've seen you handle video games.
It's not well. I quit the first time we played.
We met.
Yeah, we met at Helium in Philly. That was when I was bringing the PS4 around, and I was like,
"You're like, I'm playing Madden." I was like, "I'll come fuck you up if you want."
But
you got the first one.
I got the first two.
Made your ass quit. Dude.
Third game, you made me quit,
and that's because quit. Dude.
That's because you
I was up like
the Broncos playbook that year was trash.
Hit you with an onside kick at halftime.
You Sean Payton me. You Sean Payton me at that Super. It made me so mad. He was up 21, and I go, well, let's just play another game. Like, we're running out of time. And you go, for the rest of our friendship, you kept going. You quit.
You made your ass quit. Dude. You got to take the whooping.
I got whooped.
You got it. Did we ever play against each other in NCAA?
Yeah. You beat me. When I was in that league during the pandemic.
Oh, that was fun.
That was the most nervous I've ever been for a video game.
So nervous.
I would have to go. It was
Online Dynasty?
It was guys who used to coach.
Yeah. Little kids
who used to coach. And
I got an underage and had to do community service, so I coached.
I love that.
Yeah.
You're like that Keanu Reeves movie where he teaches black kids baseball. That's you. But Shane was like, all right, these guys, they're like young. They were like,
we were in an Online Dynasty back then. They were all in 8th grade. I was like out of college, and I was running the score up on them.
Wait, really? That's how young they were? I thought they were at least like sophomores in high school.
They were in 8th grade, and I was killing them.
Dude.
To this day, they believe I was cheating.
Well, what's funny is, because there's no chat on Xbox Live, or it wasn't convenient.
Damn, I forgot you were in the Online Dynasty with us.
Yeah, and you would call and get on the, and I don't know these guys. The first time I talked to them would be when they would text me their number because they're in the group chat. And I'd call these guys. I picked Arizona. Big mistake.
Crazy move.
The offense was really good. This is from...
Damn, I forgot how serious you took it, too.
Yeah,
you feel like this year's, where it's a down year. We're rebuilding.
I was like, I would do that thing. I would do the excuse I always do when I lose.
Well, yeah, you were a shitty team.
But I was Arizona, but they had a good offense. So I would stay in the game. I could just never close it out. Yeah. I lost every game by 7 to 10 points.
I was cheering for you, too.
Ah, man.
I knew how much you wanted it.
I wanted one. I wanted one win over a human. I won against the computer on because we played on Heisman against the computer.
What's better than a pandemic Online Dynasty?
Dude, that was the
best.
I'll tell you right now, I would take Myrtle for a walk and kind of dream up little schemes. I would call up and be like,
I lost in the championship that year.
Who were you?
I forget who
you
I
weren't
was.
Notre Dame.
No.
Were you Oregon State?
Tennessee?
Nah, you were in Tennessee.
Was it SEC and Pac-12?
Yeah. Because I was Arizona. It was the...
Where I was USC?
No, you weren't USC. You
UCLA.
It was someone. I think it was someone in the SEC. Maybe you might have been Tennessee.
Auburn.
That's what it was.
Auburn.
Dude, what's funny is you'd see the schedule because we did custom schedules.
Yeah.
So you would play each other, and you would I'd get 2 wins, and I'd be like, dude, this running back's kind of sick. And then one of your boys would be on it, and I'd be like, oh fuck. I'd be like. Getting ready to call him, dude. It felt nervous. It felt like a first date.
It's like, are you going to be home at 6 p.m. so we can get the online?
That's what it was. I'm doing bonfire until 8, but then I would go smoke a bowl and take Myrtle for a walk and be like, let's go Cats. Let's go Cats. Giving myself speeches on a walk through New Jersey where I'm like, this is everything you fucking wanted. We got to do that with the new one.
Yeah.
Oh my God. How excited
the new
are
one's
you?
going to be, I can't wait.
That's
when I'm done.
Yesterday you said
career's done when it comes out. I'm done. I'm tired.
They follow it on paper and they go like, dude, SNL, this guy's at the top. Why? What's the drop?
Yeah, that's going to be my Chappelle going to Africa.
Yeah.
NCAA comes out. I'm going home.
And then it's just you doing long sets talking about NCAA. You go, that goes into a lot into recruiting, but sometimes somebody will sign with a rival. I wonder how they do it. Do you think they're doing it? You said that you read they're not doing it the same as Madden. And for those of you that don't care about NCAA college football, fuck off politely for 10 minutes.
Yeah, this is a big deal for us.
It's a huge deal.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Let me shut my phone off because I don't want Max to call crying again.
Dude.
What? Let me just shut this off because it will kill me.
You didn't once say that you had a recital to go. Your son's recital.
I didn't.
We're both fatherless men.
Yeah. So is Max. And so is Max. Tonight, on the day of his first recital.
Well, recitals for boys are gay, so you're making a real man.
What's up? You're right. Fuck him.
Max, when you see this in the future, this is when you became the toughest son of a bitch to walk the earth.
He was killing, and then this one table of 5 middle-aged women, 4 of them were laughing and 1 of them wasn't. And that kind of stuff just bugs him. So he goes, "What's the matter, sweetie?" You know, that whole thing.
Yeah.
And he basically breaks it down over a course of about 2 minutes. He's talking to her. And then he goes, "Oh, y'all been friends so long, she just still comes out. But you haven't liked her in 20 years. And when he said that, they laughed so hard because they were not ready to hear that from a stranger, right? And you could tell that laughter where you couldn't help it. They couldn't stop it in time because I bet in the threads, in the texting, it was like, Gina, why do we got to bring Gina?
Why?
And only they knew about it. And then Patrice calls it out, right? So they laugh before they can stop themselves. And that woman got up, saw the truth on all their faces, got up and walked out. And he goes, "Good. Get out of here. They've been wasting 20 years of their, you owe them 20 years of no fun." Because anyway, so she walked out and the whole crowd's cheering as this lady walks out. And it's like he just broke up a 20-year friendship with one line.
So when he helps you steal this car, you go to get lunch with him.
Yeah, go get lunch. He goes, "Hey, I got to put something in your car." Takes the keys, makes a copy that I don't know about, comes back in, and then he calls me a couple weeks later when I get my car back, has me drive him. He goes, "I need you to come get me. This is the last thing I'll ask you for a while." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah,
So
that sentence probably had to be his catchphrase. Where he goes, "All right, it's the last thing I'm going to ask for a while." And you go, "You've asked a lot of the time."
So then I'm driving him back from Fargo to Fergus Falls where I lived. And I'm going 2 over the speed limit. He goes, "You got to slow down. We can't get pulled over." I'm like, "What's going on?"
You got a real heist going on, Pops.
So we get 2 miles out of town. I get out of the car. He rolls his window and he goes, "Stay in your car. Stay in your car. I got to go." And I'm like, "Oh, I thought I was coming." And he goes, I just want to make sure there wasn't a cop right behind me." And I'm like, "Okay." Like one of those, like, "See ya." Like one of those moves.
I am loving. I never thought about the life of the son of a criminal, where he just goes, "So you're gonna call?" He goes, "Yeah." "Bye. Thanks for helping me steal a car. Your lookout, dildo." He's like, "You're not my kid.
You got any cash? I gotta roll."
Out of nowhere, my mom just volunteers her body count. She just goes,
"No joke." I looked over at him and was like, "Did she just say what I think she did?"
"You know that noise of a fork hitting a plate? That's what it was." And Katie says, "So where did you meet all of these guys?" And my mom mid bite cheats and she goes, "Craigslist." Like that, and Oppenheimered the room. I mean,
Pushed away from the table.
I got up and walked out of the room like a Def Jam set. I was like, "Dude," and she did the thing like mid-bite where she goes, "Craigslist," like that. And then we had to explain to her that our generation
doesn't use Craigslist like that.
We know Craigslist for sex workers, couches. I was like, "Yeah, casual encounters is my mom trying to find me a stepdad in her 70s. We had all these Jeopardies DVR during the pandemic, and it was like the last election.
Wait a second, what?
Yeah. Like during the pandemic.
Jeopardies.
Oh, yeah. Love it, Jep.
Are you 80?
You don't like Jeopardy?
Did you watch it with applesauce?
I love applesauce.
You and your wife sit down. I mean, common law. What are you guys doing?
Fiance.
That's right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's weird to say fiance and then look at a Hulk Hogan doll.
And look at a rubber wrestling doll from the 80s.
It's like the 40-year-old version movie.
His flat top. It looked like his mama. It looked like somebody ironed his head.
Look at that. Armand Gillen from the Hornets. He's a first round
pick. On his haircut.
Dude, look at that. It looks like his skull might be showing. That's how close to his. That's just flat.
That bitch is flat. Yeah, but he's born in the 60s. These motherfuckers old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why it's fun to do this. These guys are all grown. These are old men now.
They probably dead.
But it was like insane to me as someone that was like a comedy fan, but like at that time, comedy wasn't cool. So like knowing Bill Burr and knowing Jim Norton and all that stuff was like kind of niche. You're like, yeah, I'm into Opie and Anthony and I'm into this or whatever. But then you would hear him in Grand Theft Auto and you're like, it kind of meant like, oh, someone else is a fan of this guy and put him in a thing that I'm a fan. It was worlds colliding. It's like when a character from a sitcom shows up in another sitcom and you go, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like Perfect Strangers and Family Matters.
Yeah, I'd go on Opie and Anthony at least once a month, and all the comedians that were part of that show, I ended up putting in the games.
Yeah.
And my favorite was Patrice.
Yeah.
So, we had studio booked. I had other union talent booked.
Yeah.
Which means I got to pay him regardless. Patrice calls me from downstairs and says his truck is too big and the parking garage won't take it. Can we do this tomorrow?
That's so funny.
Like, bro.
Yeah, you're like, this is a major operation, Patrice. I mean, he's treating it like a podcast now. He goes, no, I can't film, man. My truck's too big. What was the role for? God. Do you remember? Was it Grand Theft Auto 4?
I think it might have been in 4.
Yeah.
They start to all blend together. The other day, somebody asked me how many Grand Theft Autos I shipped, and I said 9, and then I counted them in my head, and it was actually 10, because it was GTA 3, Vice City, San Andreas, Liberty City Stories, PSP, Vice City Stories, PSP, Chinatown Wars, which was on Nintendo, on the 3DS, and then Grand Theft Auto 4, The Lost and Damned, Bow to Gay Tony, and GTA 5.
Yeah. And Red Dead Revolver, Red Dead Redemption, and Red Dead Redemption 2.
Right. And then there was Bully in there and Midnight Club. And
I mean, dude, Warriors.
The Warriors was so good.
I have it. I have it on my, by the way, this is the man, you're the reason I have a Steam Deck.
I brought mine with me.
Dude, I have my Steam Deck.
I thought of you. I read this article in the Wall Street Journal on the train here.
Yeah.
That sales of the Switch dropped 47%.
Well, Steam Deck.
It's brilliant.
It's unbelievable. Also, and I'm not advocating this, but I had mine jailbroken by my friend Joe. So now I have PS2 games, but I immediately asked for Warriors. I was like, no, I want to play Warriors because it's so fun. You go back and you play it and you're like, it's still, honestly, one of my favorite games. I'm in a real Rockstar kick. I'm playing Max Payne 3.
Dude, a lot of people didn't play that game, and it was so good.
It is Max Payne 3, and I saw it on a subreddit for Steam Deck, where they were like, what's your favorite level to play on a Steam Deck? And someone was like, airport scene in Max Payne 3.
Yes.
And I was like, I haven't played that. I played it on my PS4, but I never, not on handheld. So me and Sagalo both downloaded it when we were in doing the Addison Improv, and both of us were like waiting for the shows to finish. I was up till like 4 in the morning one night playing it. And Sagalo's like, I'm going to stay up too. And the next day we got breakfast and he was like, how late were you up? I was like, 4. I played to like chapter 5. He was like, dude, I didn't even get to chapter 2. I was like, I was in it. I was Steam Deck. So you called me. I remember I was on the road in Buffalo and we were talking and I was like, yeah, I got my Switch. And you were like, nah, I get a Steam Deck. And for people that play video games at a certain level, there's a jump that's scary where you're like, that's too much. I don't know how to do that. But you were like, no. Trust me, this is what you want to do. And that's what I got. Katie got me one for Christmas. It's the greatest.
It's life-changing.
If you play video games, the Steam Deck will change your life.
I don't even turn my console on. I take that thing everywhere I go.
I mean, and also you get to play games that maybe if you're like, I'm a PlayStation guy, that were exclusive to Xbox, like Mad Max. I played Mad Max and I was like, oh, open world, just like GTA. And in the story of Mad Max, it was unbelievable.
I like that there's so many indie developers making killer games. And I am not, my days of PC gaming where I'm sitting in my office chair, with the mouse and the keyboard and the carpal tunnel. Those are long gone. And I'm not going to, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to have a super beefy machine. I'm just not interested in that. But to be able to play all the games that are on Steam. By the way, the show is not endorsed in any way.
Yeah, but Steam has no idea we're even talking about
right.
this. They're kind of like, get off our nuts. God, you guys are jocking us. But I remember, the hours I've spent playing Grand Theft Auto, all the radio stations, it's so funny to know, like, oh yeah, Laszlo was like in charge of picking all the crazy radio stations and all the DJs and shit. And I used to love circling through and hearing comics, because to me that was more important than like a comic showing up in a movie or something, because it was something I'm going to spend time with more than a movie.
Yeah. After GTA 3, we knew that we were onto something, because people were just driving around the game, listening to the radio and not doing missions
and killing hookers and then getting money for it.
And so they would spend, like 2 hours driving around listening to the radio, and they're like, oh yeah, maybe I should go do a mission.
Let me go to that yellow dot.
It was also a bit, if you remember, it was a bit more punishing back then. Games changed. They used to be really punishing. So you could complete a mission and be driving back to your safe house to save and get killed and have to do that mission again.
Katie and I were talking about this because on the Steam Deck, now that it's jailbroken, I have all these Sega and Nintendo and SNES, specifically N64 games. So I'm playing through a bunch of games that I used to play, and I'm like, these are so much harder, and they don't save. So when you fuck up, you got to go all the way back. Now with a PS5, you finish and they go, do you want to go right to where you died? And then you can just pick it back up. But like old school video games are like, no, fuck that, bud. You're going back to the beginning.
They also put some clever tricks in games now where if you failed a mission several times, they'll start to change the mechanics where like the bad guys don't aim so good. Like, oh, look, I finally beat him.
You know what's so funny is that's what makes me spaz out is when they like will tell you. I was playing Ghost of Tsushima and I was dying on one level and I was playing on hard, and they go, at any time you can adjust the difficulty level, and it's like, fuck you.
Dude, I get so angry when that pops up.
Fuck you, dude. Don't fucking placate me. I'll play this at the hardest level. But I mean, GTA 3, you were at Rockstar for GTA 3. And that was, I remember, I mean, it was 2001, 2002.
2001.
But 2001, it really took off. I mean, word of mouth. I was in college, and I remember coming home for Thanksgiving, and people being like, did you play Grand Theft Auto 3 yet? And I was like, that's that game? Because Grand Theft Auto 1, you're just in a car.
Right. Well, and it used to be top down.
Yeah. So you just drive a car around from the top. So it was weird. And I remember being like, that doesn't interest me. And they're like, oh, no. That's not what the game is. And I remember being at the University of Colorado, and my friends, I was visiting. I was in my friend's dorm room, and his roommate was showing me Grand Theft Auto 3. And I was like, this is the greatest game of all time.
The craziest thing was I worked on the game, doing all the radio and stuff, and directed a bunch of the NPCs, which they didn't have that much dialogue back then. But I never actually saw the game.
Really?
And then I saw it sort of in the distance in the office.
Would you weren't curious? You wouldn't go over there and be like, hey, can you show me a couple?
We had a limited number of weeks to make all that radio. And so it was basically like I would come into the office, Dan Hauser and I would have a meeting. We would go to his apartment and eat anchovy and onion pizza and crush Diet Cokes and packs of cigarettes and write that stuff. And then I was furiously recording all of that and directing it and editing it. And so the day the game came out, Terry Donovan, who was one of the founders, drives by my house, and the only reason I had a PlayStation 2 was because Rockstar gave me one.
Really?
Dude, there was a while there where getting a PlayStation 2 was really hard.
Dude, you're talking to a guy that got high, drove to Boulder from Aurora. I didn't know where I was going. I just knew that there was I called a GameStop in Boulder that said, we have a PS2. And I said, can you hold it for me? It was like almost impossible. And this was no GPS. That was the last time I used a map. That was the last time I actively remember being like, okay, you drive up to Boulder, and you take this street, and then you go. It was like getting that PS2 was a treasure. It was a treasure hunt.
Yeah, and so he dropped by, and I put the game in, and it opens up, and there's that like sort of accident on the bridge. You get in that car, and the first thing you hear is head radio.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo. And then I'm driving. I'm like, yeah, I can go anywhere I want.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah, dude. It's that was the beginning of what we know as video games now. But that moment didn't happen. That open world, I can decide what I want to go do. I can also bring a 3-star police presence and not be able to shake it.
Dan Houser and I, because he left Rockstar Games, then I left a bit later, and one of the things, and we started a new company, and one of the things we love doing is burying stuff in the games for people to just discover and find. So in GTA 4, there were internet cafes. I don't know if you remember that. You could drive to an internet cafe and you go in and you sit down, and we wrote an internet, which is not a small process to write an internet. So we had all these websites and different spoofs of social media and stuff, and you could just get lost in it like you can the real internet. And there was this, in a previous game, we'd come up with this fake brand called Little Lacy Surprise, and it was a spoof of Underoos.
Yeah.
So when we were doing Vice City, I watched a ton of TV commercials from the 80s.
Well, because it all takes place, for those of you who aren't up to date and you lived under a fucking rock, Grand Theft Auto Vice City was basically a parody of Miami Vice, Scarface, the 80s, the Miami 80s nostalgia, which, let me tell you right now, I remember how excited I was to go to GameStop to get that. I remember the commercial you guys played with And I Ran from Flock of Seagulls.
Right.
And that shit got me so fucking hyped that I remember being like, I got a blunt of swag. I got my fucking Vice City. I'm playing for like 12 hours.
So there was a commercial in there that we did, was a spoof of Underoos, because I watched these TV commercials, these Underoos commercials, which, you know, they put like superheroes on little boys and girls.
Yeah,
underwear.
I had them, dude.
Watch the commercials. Go on YouTube. They are pedo central.
Really?
It's like, oh, look at the little girls in their underwear jumping up and down on the bed,
dude.
And so
pedophiles were eating good in the 80s.
So
they're like, this is just on basic.
I know
cable.
They're so upset now. Like the obesity epidemic, it's really screwing up my vibe with the kids.
Abs? Well, I wanted kids that were doing flips.
Kids were ripped.
Yeah, these fat kids can't even do flips jumping on their beds anymore.
So we had a radio commercial in that, and then in GTA 4, when you're surfing the internet in there, it said there was a link that said, click here to see more of the Little Lacy Surprise, a children's beauty pageant, right?
Yeah.
So you click on it, and instantly you get a 5-star wanted level, and the thing comes up and says, you know, the FBI has tracked your location. So you jump up from the seat in the internet cafe, and cops are swarming the place. And we love putting stuff like that in there.
What I love about you telling us this right now is someone's watching this podcast that might have done that and tried to tell a friend, but then didn't know how they got there. But they
didn't want to say, I really wanted to check out.
Yeah, Little Lacy Underoos Surprise, but then I got fucking 5 stars. Oh shit! You might have stopped someone from being a pedophile because of GTA. Or they're like, dude, that's 5 stars. I don't do that shit.
Well, and you're boxed in. You're in an interior location, so.
That's so crazy. Well, if you have the unlimited ammo and gun thing, you just pop that code in and then you make those cops pay for coming to get you. That's what I would do. I'd get so frustrated that I had it written down in a notebook, you know, like the unlimited ammo, unlimited guns. And if I was failing a mission, I'd be like, fuck this. And I'd just pop it in and just have one of those, what's the gun that you hold like that?
Oh, right.
Jesse Ventura from Predator.
Right.
I'd just be like, just fucking just mowing everyone down. Dude, Vice City and all that. I mean, I remember how excited I was living in New York. I'd finally moved to New York when Grand Theft Auto 4 came out. And now it's a common thing that I do in video games that are open world where I want to explore. Spider-Man 2 came out. I wanted to see if we could find this building. Like, because we're kind of close to the Flatiron. And so I told Katie, I was like, right when we got Spider-Man 2, I was like, we're trying to find our building. And it's like, and Grand Theft Auto 4 was the first time I did that. You guys had the Astoria Beer Gardens. You guys had a pretty accurate New York City. And if you drive into the Queens part of it, which is it's called like Kings or something, there's a beer garden that's based on the Astoria Beer Garden. And I went down the street and I showed Vecchione, who's an old, you know, he's always had old man brain. So he's like, what is this, video games? But I'm like, dude, this is our apartment. It's under the train. And he was like, that's pretty cool. Like,
so for GTA 4, I went to Miami to do press.
Yeah.
Right? So I went to go do press on these radio stations, and I'd never been to Miami, but I worked on Vice City, right? So me and this guy that worked at Rockstar, Sean, are driving, and I go, this is starting to feel really familiar. And I go, I bet you if we go around this corner, there's a strip club. Went around the corner, strip club. I was like, yo, I know how to get around town.
That's so funny. They're like, have you ever been to Miami? You go, I made Vice City. Right. I'm good. I don't need a local's help.
I have to say, so during the pandemic, or when was the pandemic? What's
4 years ago?
I know, but I know that.
Yeah.
I experienced
Sometimes,
it. But I'm dude, I was just doing press in the UK, and I said, did you guys have the pandemic over here? It was so pretty crazy. And they're like, oh, yeah, we had it. I was like, bro, it's a joke. Yeah. But so I went out to LA so we, could start this new company. And I'd worked in LA a lot, but actually being on the ground there, I'm like, man, there's a lot that we could have done. But like, first off, we didn't have enough in GTA 5. We didn't have enough homeless NPCs.
Yeah, you guys really slacked on the homeless in San Andreas. There were not enough. San Andreas also was the first game where your character could eat and exercise.
Or not,
and you could get super fat or incredibly jacked. And then you just be a jacked gang member riding a little bike around.
With the arms out here.
Just being like, and I love that, in meme lore, the oh shit, here we go again is one of my favorite things. I bought the package when it came out to replay them on my Switch, and I was like, these are still fun as shit. You also forget that it's very hard to drive in Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Because you just like swerve all of a sudden, but it's so much fun. Red Dead was the thing where I was like, I love Grand Theft Auto, but I think Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 might be my two favorite video games of all time. Up there with Ghost of Tsushima. There's a couple of games that are up there, but Red Dead Redemption 2 was like a masterpiece. And I remember you making that, and you were like, that was a pain in the dick to make.
Well, yeah, it's when you have a virtual New York City or a virtual LA, it's easy to fill it full of content because it's so dense.
Sure.
But if you have a game where you can literally get on a horse and ride into the distance, you've got to figure out clever ways of entertaining people and having things happen that don't feel forced.
Yeah.
And so that's when we put in tons of what we call random events.
Dude, I replayed it recently. I started getting into the serial killer. I never got into that. Because I was under a bridge one time, and I was like, what the fuck is that? And I looked up, and it's a torso. And then you see the clues, and you're like, oh, there's a serial killer in this game. And I beat the game, but I never found that before.
So we wrote tons of little things like that you would discover. And
kind of like your pedo bust.
Yeah. Did you ever find the shoes on the edge of the cliff where the guy killed himself?
No.
So I had a huge list of stuff that I needed to write, and I would go up to Massachusetts and hide in the woods and turn off the internet, and there was no internet up there at that time, and write this stuff. And so you find these boots at a cliff, and there's a suicide note, right? So I think I was barely able to get internet through my phone or something, and I looked up famous suicide notes, read through a bunch of them, because I've never written a suicide note. You know what I mean?
It would have been crazy if you were like, I got one. I'll just use mine.
I so got this. Listen, I went through a goth phase and a lot of Smiths. Dude, I saw, it is hot as balls here in Manhattan, and I saw a proper goth, and I'm like, dude,
let me tell you right now.
That's dedication.
The Venn diagram of people wondering where goths and thugs crossover, like street dudes, it's the summer and what they wear. Because I'll see goths in like long black, all black, and it's like the heat index is like 96 today. And also I'll see black dudes in hoodies, and I'm like, how are you doing this? Are you cutting weight for a wrestling?
It's nuts.
It's insane.
I went through a goth phase. I grew up in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I went through a goth phase, and
that's a tough place to go through a goth phase.
I was just there 4 days ago.
Yeah.
105 degrees at 8 o'clock at night with 100% humidity.
Life is pain.
It's bad. And so at some point I go, maybe not wearing all black
and chains and like mesh
and leather and mesh and Smiths and Cure. And
that's a winter look.
So
get sad, get that seasonal depression goth.
Yeah, I transitioned from that into a deadhead for a while.
That's the way to go, because then it's a lot less clothing, a lot less deodorant,
better drugs,
way better drugs. What are goth drugs? I've never thought about that.
Oh, I'll tell you what they are.
Let me know. I want to know.
You go to Walmart and get a can of Freon.
Nice. You do whippets with Freon?
And you put it in a trash bag and you stab it with an ice pick and you hold the trash bag, and then you and the girl down the street huff it and your voice gets really deep and then you make out.
And that's how you come up with your demon name too. You go, my name is Azabel. And you know what? I don't feel bad for you saying that, because you can't get Freon anymore.
No,
so,
you
good
can't.
luck.
Sorry, polar bears. I went through a phase.
Is that what it's called? Polar bears? Polar baron? You guys want a polar bear? And you're like, huff Freon?
Right.
No, I'm good.
Every can we huff melts one more ice floe for those fat bastards.
Yeah, you're the reason those fucking polar bears are falling into the water now off it.
And one time there was a very, very attractive blind girl. I was like, oh yeah, I'm from Elizabeth. I'm a swimmer. And she was like, really? And I was like, yeah, touch my abs. And then I held up and she touched my fat, pale belly. And then she was like, ew. And then we laughed really hard, but I was very upset.
Oh no!
Yeah, I was like, I thought it would work as like a funny like pickup line with a blind
she'd
girl.
be like, oh,
this guy's funny.
You know why? Because you were in high school, and that level of maturity with humor.
Right.
She was just reacting viscerally.
Well, yeah, and it was also like she put her hand on a blindfold on into like a jar of brains.
And you're like, oh, it's spaghetti.
Yeah,
it's just cold peeled grapes.
Don't worry.
Tell him it's eyes.
It's my ass.
She goes, oh my God, were you in a horrific accident?
Yeah, what happened?
That's so funny, being like, yeah, I'm pretty jacked. You should probably put your hand on me.
Yeah.
What happened to you, Samuel?
Yeah.
A terrible accident. I ate that muscular man.
Yeah.
You don't have to have knives for fingers if you're going to molest me. It's already a horror movie. That's already bad enough.
You think Freddie ever did it with his nail knives, like black women with long nails when he's talking? He's like, you're all disrespecting me. You're all up in my shit. You need to understand I'm a boss-ass bitch. I'm coming through your nightmares, motherfucker. Clicking them together.
He's holding like a huge Stanley water bottle.
He's tapping on his He's like, I want you to make one hell. I want you to make one an island. I'm an island
he
guy.
He swings and they duck. He hits a metal pole. He's like, oh no, I just had my. I just had my knives did.
Oh, you gonna run from me? Oh, you know, I'm telling you right now, I can't even go see my girl till next Tuesday. You're fucked. You're fucked. All I'm saying is, motherfuckers all up in my dreams trying to stop my shit. Hey, everybody, thanks so much for all the views and love and support for the YouTube special On the Road. You should watch it. Show it to a friend that hasn't. Fuck it, man. It's still up there. Get an ad blocker. Get nuts. Just enjoy it. But thanks. My parents hated each other. No internet. Went all through me. My mom lived in Denver. My dad lived in San Francisco, and I would travel between the two cities like a little shit-talking messenger. Show up in the Bay Area with a scroll. I bring news from the Rockies. Patricia says you're a drunk. A loser. A liar. Go home 2 weeks later. I told him, Mother. He says, good luck getting child support. My dog has to be, I've talked about this before, she has to be this close to a car when pooping. So she'll like put her face against it. And a lot of times.
You think she feels safe?
I don't know. Probably. But Katie will tell you, there's always someone in the car. She chooses cars with people in them. So it's just me lurking outside their window. They don't know there's a dog there. And I'm just standing there with a green bag on my hand.
Just like maybe the car feels like warm and she feels safe.
But she just gets fucking right there and is like, shits on the sidewalk, and you're like, God damn it, Myrtle.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
You right now.
What was that? Were you getting into character? Why did you wipe your face? What kind of weird move was that? Let me ask you something. That was like, I dated an actress, and she would do this thing called actress breath. When she was trying to be serious, she'd go like this. I just don't feel like you're listening to me. And immediately I'd be like, this is bullshit. I'm going to swat your point down. You don't actress breath me. You just actress breathed me. You know what? Let me ask you something. Where does that come from? And when I lived in that windowless room and I would drink, I'd be like, I'm gonna smoke in here. I don't give a fuck. I would smoke in the windowless room.
So great.
I would smoke in the fucking bathroom. I was a horrible roommate.
But you were only there for it was like 3 months of that.
Yeah.
And then it's like
then I quit drinking.
Then you quit drinking and you read the book, and then Pete who we loved.
Our old roommate, Handsome
Pete, because it was funny to us. You know,
I mean,
it was so
dude,
funny.
Nate made me laugh the hardest was when Nate crashed with us. Imagine that. Nate had to crash with us.
Yeah.
He crashed on our couch.
People forget that. Like we forget that because we are now. But it's like, it's
Nate would come back to
insane.
New York and be like, "Hey, can I sleep on your all's couch?" And you're like, "Yeah, no problem." But dude, one time Nate slept on our couch and he was like, Pete brought home a girl and Nate was there and Nate was like, how does he explain y'all to her? He goes, I don't know. There's like a guy with a deep voice that lives in a windowless room. And then I think, and then he lives with former Mr. Pennsylvania. Is that what he called you? He called you former Mr. Ohio. Yeah. Dude, it's so funny. Nate made me laugh so hard when we were talking about, because we knocked on your door and you unlocked it. And Nate was like, how many doors does he have? He's like 6 locks, and then a shotgun comes through. He goes, sorry, I thought you were bed bugs. Do you still have the bed bug phobia?
Yes, yeah.
Still bad?
Yeah, because anytime I'm in a hotel, like I stay in better hotels now, obviously, but anytime it's like the hotel is everything is in the tub, I'm naked.
He puts his clothes in the tub, and he puts a suitcase in the tub. I bought him a suitcase when we lived together that he could plug in.
Yeah,
that was an anti-bed bugs suitcase.
Yeah.
So apparently,
it heats up and cooks them.
It cooks the bed bugs if you put your stuff in this.
They don't like heat.
Yeah, they don't like heat.
It was such a terrible experience.
That was right when you moved in.
I was the only one who got bit. The only one. What happened was we were in that lower apartment that I was there for like 7 years, and we started having flies in the bathroom. I'm like, how are there flies in the bathroom? Turns out the guy upstairs is a shut-in, and it's like just stopped caring.
Yeah,
and just
I'm close to that.
So there was. So it was like, well, we have this apartment open over here. You don't have to deal with any of this. I'm like, cool, I'll move.
Oh, and then that.
And I moved, and then that became. But that was not because of the. I think I bought furniture that had it in it.
You think you brought it in?
Yeah, I think it was furniture, or it might have been the building. I don't know.
I think it was the building because you got it 4 times in the same building.
Yeah. Well, I would just call an exterminator. What you have to do is sanitize everything and wash everything you own. So we'd bring everything to the center of the room, clean the closet. It's like moving.
Yeah.
It's like moving once every month. It's like you bring everything to center. They spray and you're like, you're good now. So it's like then you put everything back and then you get bit again. And then it's like, okay, now we got to do it again. It's like, okay. So before I moved in with you, I got all of it. I paid to get all of it.
Put a specific kind of mover.
Yeah.
That they put it in a moving truck and then they zap it.
Yeah, they zap it. They leave it overnight and they steam it to make sure that. But I threw most everything out.
People
remember when I moved in, I put all the boxes. It was like that for like maybe 5 years. Kept all the boxes against the wall.
Yeah.
And Pete was like, I think we should get which is not unreasonable now that I look back on it. It's like we should get storage. I'm like, nah, I'm not paying for storage.
Yeah. So our apartment looked like a flop house for house robbers. Our couch was like in front of a bunch of boxes and stuff.
And that couch would cripple you. That couch was a crippler.
Yeah.
The one you had before you bought the other one?
Oh, yeah, the one that was broken in the middle?
It was a broken couch. So it's like, I mean, just call your chiropractor after you sit here.
We had to put pillows. We stacked pillows in the middle seat, and then we put another pillow over the top. It was wild.
It was
We were
great.
dead broke.
Yeah.
And I remember when you moved in, you being like, bed bug. And here's the thing. Growing up in Colorado, I never heard of bed bugs.
They can't take the altitude.
That's probably what it is.
I know everything about them.
They get headache. They don't like skiing. How do you know that about them? But
they find the people to be sour.
But I remember when I was little, my mom, with little kids, my mom would be like, all right, sleep tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. And I'd be like, yeah, bed bugs. And then when I moved here, they were like, outbreak of bed bugs. And I was like, what, is someone's mommy putting us all to bed? And then they're like, no, it's a fucking problem. And then when I worked at Dos Caminos, we had a locker room where everyone got changed. And this girl came in who was like new from St. Louis. And she was like, yeah, I've got all these bites around, and everyone's like, bed bugs, bed bugs, bed bugs, and the fucking place went nuts. And everyone was like, pull your shit out of the lockers. We gotta fucking steam. We gotta like. This girl might have brought bed bugs in, and she was just like one of these like young girls that just moved to New York, and she goes, I woke up and it's just like, and there was like the circular bites all over her side, and everyone, dude, the freaking
it's
out.
It's called breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Dan.
Hello.
It's 3 bites in a row, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
It's nuts. But they do it almost in a circle.
Yeah.
And
well, the bites start small, and in a couple hours they just become huge and itchy.
Oh.
And it's like they don't need to feed that much. They can bite you once and then just hibernate for a year.
Really?
Yeah, they don't need to eat that much, but they get a flavor. I'm saying it wrong, but they get like a taste for one person, and they just keep biting that one person.
Oh,
So
they become addicted?
It was me. Like,
Your
and
sweet
no one else
Italian
got
blood.
bit. Mattern didn't get bit. The other guy we lived with was a good guy. Didn't get bit.
They wanted you. They wanted that gravy that's going through your veins. Tomato.
This guy's al dente.
Yeah, they that was something where your bed bug PTSD affected me. Because you remember when I'd be like, dude, I found a fucking bug in my bed, and you'd be like, what? And you're like coming in and expecting, you'd be like, that's a carpet beetle. That's a carpet beetle.
Yeah.
Carpet beetles would just show up. They would be in my bed. And
You don't want to do that. The worst is comics having to deal with bed bugs because we overthink everything anyway. So,
on TikTok, they're finding bed bugs in hotels.
Oh, cool.
Well, it used to be movie theaters. Like I wouldn't go to the movies for the longest time.
Yeah, because they'd be in like, and this is at a hotel. This is a lady pulling out a...
Yeah, I mean, that's what you do. It's like Tammy Pescatelli actually told me that. She's like, put the... first of all, pull the mattress up and look to see if there's any like...
blood stains?
Yeah, blood or poop around. And then take the iron and just set it on the bed. They respond to the heat. They'll come out.
And so she's doing this with the iron, and then she pulls the sheet off and goes all the way to the mattress. Oh my God. And there's just bugs.
Yeah.
That's insane.
I would throw out everything I owned.
I'm going to have to do this at every hotel now.
I would just throw out everything I own.
Can you? Is there like a registry for like child?
Yeah, no, I would check
for like sex offenders.
No, there's a registry. You go. This is the steps I would take. I would first of all, Warren Holstein.
Shout out
who I
Warren
haven't
Holstein.
seen forever. He had them, and I went into the comic strip when I first got him, and I go, I got this pesky little problem. He's like, move. I go, come on, dude.
He's the old man in the horror movie.
Yeah.
He goes, I'll just turn around and go home. It's not what's going there. And he goes, shut up, old man. We're going to go party at the lake. I wouldn't do that. People that go and party, they don't come back.
Yeah. He was that. He was like, you should move. I go, dude, I'm not moving. I just moved in there.
Warren Holstein, just seeing him sitting over a drink, looking up, going, move.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's these things called bed bugs, but they don't sound that comfortable.
This is how much PTSD he had. While we were talking about it, he thought there was a bed bug on my face. And he was like, "What's that? What's that? What's that?" He started moving away. I go, "It's a
mole.
It's just a mole on my face."
Yeah.
And he goes, "All right,
moles. We call those God's bed bugs." He puts those on your face.
Bed bugs for the ugly.
Yeah, dude. But people are like, dude, it fucks your shit up.
No, it messes you up. It messes you up because it's to get rid of them, and then you're dealing with your landlord. You're dealing with exterminators, and the landlord. The problem is the landlord. What they bid it like every other job, which you can't do. It's like they bid it like it's any other contractor, so they just bid the lowest.
Yeah.
The lowest organization that can come in there and do it, and if you do that, you're going to get the worst one, and you need you need to go the highest because it's a problem that if you don't stop it, then it will, it'll ruin the entire building. I haven't been back to that neighborhood since then.
Beagles have been trained.
That's how afraid I am.
Beagles have been trained to smell bed bugs.
I did that too. We had a dog come in. The dog, I'm sorry.
Can we train Myrtle?
Train Myrtle?
To smell bed bugs.
Well, first of all, she's got to get used to thunder. I don't trust a dog that can't weather thunder as a compliment.
Maybe that's
no disrespect, but
a lot taken.
But it's a competent. The dog needs to. If the dog's.
Did you believe when the Beagles came in? Where you're like, these fucking dogs don't know what they're doing?
No, I believed anything. I'm pretty gullible. You know that.
Yeah.
And the dog came in and he was like, "No, you don't have them." I'm like, "Yes." And then I got bit again, and I called him back. He goes, we can do another run.
He goes, sorry, I'll put the dog down.
I was working at Bear Stearns while it collapsed. And so the CEO of the bank gets on, and he was like, I know there's a lot of noise out there, and you can see obviously our stock price has dropped. It
plummeted. The bottom fell out.
Is a drop. It's like saying like grandma fell, and it's like, oh no, grandma fell into the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, no,
like,
she's dead.
It was like, yeah,
she fell off the roof.
Yeah, she's not. She didn't just like fall off the couch.
Grandma had a
like,
slip.
Yeah,
and you're like, what happened? She goes, well, she was skydiving.
Yeah.
And did you believe his lie?
It was impossible to believe his lie because I worked in due diligence, but like we worked with a lot of the brokers.
Sure.
And they were like grabbing their stuff and running out of the office.
No way.
Like it was really like this guy's coming down from the screen being like, everybody just relax.
Chill, baby.
Chill, baby. Like just chill, baby.
Take your pants off.
Yeah, it's like,
we're fine.
It's fine.
Baby.
What?
You know the thing that I'm having a problem with, because I'm 52 or 53 sometimes. And now when I get on planes, and we all talk about how small the plane bathrooms is. And I'm a plus size woman, so I never walk directly in the bathroom. I back up.
Yeah.
So my ass is ready to go.
Yeah.
And I forget to look to see if the toilet seat down. So on the way to California, I pissed all over those people's floor, up the wall. And I was like, because I never go in face first.
So when you open,
I bag my ass in because I'm
you
ready
immediately
to piss.
open and back.
Yes, and some fucker with some manners let the toilet seat down. And I hate that crap.
That's so funny.
And I pissed. I've done that like 3 times. And so my friend was like, why don't you go in for it? It's nothing I can do for it. I don't have a dick.
Yeah.
So I just go in the way I'm going to use the bathroom, which is backwards.
What happens when you piss all over this seat and you're done?
If the flight attendants didn't know me,
You're just
I
out.
would have just walked away. But
Yeah.
everybody knew me. So I had to clean up my piss.
You never thought about that part of celebrity, did you? That you wouldn't be able to get away with a nice.
One time I pissed on the seat, but I was leaving. So I was like, well, they about to send the cleaning crew in anyway.
Yeah.
But we was in mid-flight. So I was like, oh, I made a mistake. They said, oh, no, Miss Pat. I said, you're not going to clean up my piss.
Yeah.
I'm going to clean up my own piss. So she gave me gloves and sanitary wipes, and I threw all these napkins on the floor because I'm too fat to even fit in there to bend over. So I got my feet just mopping the floor, and then I got the wipes just mopping the floor, wiping up and down the walls. And they're like, what are you doing? Getting pissed off this fucking toilet wall and seat.
I would kill to see that flight attendant just at an airport bar, and then like a commercial for
the Miss Pat show
the Miss Pat show comes on, and she's like, I watched her piss all over a seat.
I watched her piss all over the seat. I pissed all over that seat on the way.
I mean, dude, that is making a mess on an airplane. If they recognize you, has to be one of those moments where you're like, fuck this. I didn't want this part of fame.
Well, I mean, I don't really give a fuck about fame because I still go to Walmart. Not as much Walmart. I still go to TJ Maxx and Home Goods.
Yeah.
So, and I take my wig off and I take my bra off. And it's funny because, where I live at in Atlanta, I like Popeyes. Because I fucking like Popeye chicken, especially when it's fresh, hot out the grease, 200 degrees. Yeah. All that shit burn your top lip. So, the first time I go to Popeye, I pull up in my G-Wagon and automatically, people looking.
Yeah.
They're like, this got to be a white man because that's a white man vehicle. Come on.
A G-Wagon?
Yeah. The white men, that's a magnet for white men. When I'm in that truck, don't nobody say hi but white men.
How you doing?
Yeah. Well, they like, oh, you got a GC.
Well, hello. I love that you get like the whitest guys too. Like just the whitest dudes are like.
White dudes like you always looking at me in that truck.
Okay.
So. I pull up at Popeyes in my truck, and they notice it me. First thing they say, Miss Pat, you eat Popeyes? Yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
Don't you eat Popeyes?
Yeah, why? What? I don't like good food.
Yeah, so I get that all the time. Like when I get stopped in a store, they was like, anybody tells you look like I am her, bitch, then move out my way because I'm trying to get a dick.
At the end of every episode, we open a pack of cards, an unopened old school pack of cards. I had NBA for a while. You just missed it. We had 1989 NBA cards. The point of this is not who you know, but it's to make fun of who. So now we're switching to baseball.
Okay.
I got this from a waitress at the cellar. She's awesome. And she was like, hey, I found you a 1987 Topps baseball card. What year were you born?
At 92.
Yeah, so this is like before you're born.
Yeah.
But the reason baseball's great is no masks, no nothing. You get to see how crusty they are. There is gum in here.
Okay.
And I am tempted to eat it. But open it up, and we're going to go by one card to see who you got. Because you might, I know baseball. I don't know 87 baseball. I was 4 years old. But,
Is she gum?
oh my God. Look at this. You know what? It survived all this time. Here we go. Right? Oh.
That's not gum anymore, is it?
Yeah.
What the fuck did you think was going to happen?
I thought it was still going to be gum, dude. That was horrible. I don't know if you were old enough to live through 9/11 and you didn't forget. But the music that came out was bonkers. For 6 months after 9/11, all that came out was just like hyper-aggressive country music. But every song that came out was like, step on up and we'll kick your ass. And we were all like, ah! Radio stations did this thing where they took, I don't know if anybody remembers this, they took Enrique Iglesias' song, Hero, and then spliced news footage from 9/11. Enrique Iglesias wrote the song Hero trying to fuck Anna Kournikova. So it's a sex song that they put 9/11 audio. Once you know he wrote it for that reason, go back and listen to that. You can tell how horny he is in the song. When he's like, let me be your hero, baby. It's just him being like, please touch it, please. And then randomly it's like, the second tower has fallen. And I found it on YouTube. I'll give you a time marker. 53 seconds.
Would you tremble? And this is the worst. If I touched your lips.
I was thrown to a window. And we put that out like that's for the first responders. Tony Campbell, I don't really remember. First round pick out of Ohio State, was a Piston, and then got traded right before the bad boy era. So if you're Anthony Campbell, by the way, no middle name.
Wow.
It's just Tony Campbell.
Remember meeting those kids in school?
It's weird as
like,
fuck.
I don't have a middle name. And you're like, what?
Why do your parents hate you?
It's like now when I meet people who are like have a kid and they don't make a godfather of a kid. That's
Yeah.
the coolest part about having a kid.
Yeah, you're like,
You're going
who
to
am I giving this kid to if I die?
Right. Like which one is of my friends is godfather worthy?
I mean, dude, my godfather, what became my mom's boyfriend, and possibly my biggest enemy of my childhood.
Wow.
It was my dad and mom's
Your
old
nemesis.
friend, Joe.
Wow.
He started dating my mom, and I'm like, godfathers don't do this.
See, that's like what do you like? He's like dishonorable dude. Like he does.
Yeah.
He did it.
You're the first person that's brought this up, and that's the best point. You should be able to honorably or dishonorably discharge your godfather.
Yes,
And you are no longer my godfather.
Right.
The second he fucked my mom, I should have been like, you're out, Joe.
Yeah,
By the way, he didn't have a middle name.
Should have known.
Should have known
right
seen
away.
it fucking coming.
There's been a lot of times in my life that I have been interested in the wrong. Even at a Timberland store, I go, okay, these I like. And they're like, those are women's. All right. That happens a lot. And I'll tell you what.
Sir, those are stiletto Timberlands. And you're like, oh, son of a bitch. I love feeling sexy.
Dude, when I saw the one thing the wife put on her, she goes, yeah, we have to always carry our bear guns.
Dude, first off, just the name.
Yeah,
bear
awesome.
guns.
But it's just like a heavy caliber a pistol.
Yeah.
And she had, it was like 4 straps, and it goes right in front of her chest. And I was like, yo, that is the holster right there. And then the guy was like, that's like a woman's holster. Yeah. I was like, oh.
Specifically pregnant women. That's for pregnant women.
I was like, that is the coolest holster.
Well,
that's how chicks hold guns. I'm like, right.
Yeah. That was
I'm saying it's cool for chicks.
That was me picking up the pink AR-15 where I go, this is kind of my
I would have
speed.
shot that the whole time. The pink
what takes us out of musicals is the moment they start singing. But there was a video online of Mean Girls. They put Mean Girls out, which is a musical.
It's a musical now.
Based on the movie.
Yeah.
But people went to go see the movie not knowing it was a musical based on a movie. So there's a scene in the theater where people are filming the first time the character sings, and everyone goes, ah. Because it really is. Musicals, for those who don't like musicals, is your friend singing in the car while you're just trying to drive, where you're like, oh, wow, you can really... You're really good at it.
Dude, I was driving with my buddy Jacob, and I was singing Green Day, like we were listening.
Were you
to Green
really
Day,
singing it, or were
I
you?
was real singing, being like, you
from
know,
your
like,
diaphragm.
Just trying to, I was being like,
I wanna be Were you doing Billy Joe Armstrong face?
Yeah. To take the turning blind,
you were going full.
And Jacob says to me, the song ends, and Jacob says to me, he goes, "Wow, you sound just like him." And it only took me years later to realize he was.
To realize, the Morgan Freeman thing where it was like, Brendan didn't sound like him, and he didn't.
I do a thing called the ultimate pleasure, which every year on my birthday, I will masturbate in a way that is better than I've ever done before.
Wait, so you try to one-up your jerk every year on your birthday?
Every year.
This glasses and that Hawaiian shirt are not helping this conversation.
I know, I should take them off. With a microwaved Fleshlight.
You microwave?
You gotta warm her up.
That is in. Doesn't a rubber
Why
melt?
am I telling you this?
I don't know.
And the minute it went in, I had this pain in my side that was 10 out of 10, crippling pain. I fell to the ground, and I have to remember, I'm butt naked. I went full ultimate pleasure.
Was there lube on your finger?
And it wasn't a finger. It was a dildo. It was a small little one. It was a small little one.
You're a fucking freak,
I
dude.
drive for it.
Freak
I'm not a
elite.
freak. I'm an adventurer.
Yeah.
All the countries have been found. My wife comes home and she's like, "Are you all right?" And I'm like, "I don't know." She goes, "What's going on?" And I was like, "I think I have a kidney stone." And she went, "Why are you naked?" And I was like, "Ultimate pleasure." She was like, "Okay, we'll get to this later."
I was you peeing. What do you want?
Yeah, you know.
Thing where you're like, this guy's a piece of shit. Hi, Myrtle.
Yeah.
Myrtle loves Racine. Myrtle.
Yeah.
Myrtle, and also you're sweaty. You're basically like a giant salt lick. See? Myrtle, up here. You can't interrupt the podcast and not get on camera.
Yeah. It's so funny when you lay down when you're sweaty. Like if I'm working out at home or something, they love licking the salty sweat off your head.
I always think about the Todd Glass joke where he's like, "Oh, the dogs love you. You know, it's just because they love salt." And he's like, "Okay." Hey, Myrtle, you can't just like chill right here. She sits here. This is how much of a spoiled dog she is. She knows if she sits in front of me, I'm just going to be like, "Hey, Myrtle."
Yeah.
36 minutes ago, Nebraska DOT, I-80 and Highway 30, those are our two main roads, closed. Snow and high winds continue to make travel impossible.
Damn.
We may be sleeping in this car tonight.
How would we do that?
I would say
Myrtle's got
probably, does that seat drop down?
I got about 50% left of my Steam Deck, so I'm Mad Maxing in
Yeah,
shifts.
that's the only thing that's going to suck is if that thing dies.
What if I ask the guy if I go in there and charge it?
You think he's not going to take that Steam Deck? He can also probably explain to you how to use it.
I got that knife. I'll keep that knife.
You
on
have
me.
a knife?
Yeah, you've known
I
that.
thought you had pliers. Should we bust out the pepper spray that you got me?
Where is that?
It is in the box with the rest of the stocking stuffers. If this were live, we wouldn't be sharing our plan. But by the time you guys hear this, we're
We'll
either
be dead
dead
or alive.
or we've made it out. So I don't know if we
I
care,
can't
but our lights are on. You can't turn them off.
It's all the way off.
Well, the battery won't die if the car's on,
Yeah, 'cause
right?
the alternator's going.
God, I know nothing.
Either do I. I've just heard.
We're so screwed.
They got a light on. What do you think they're doing? Oh, they're moving around in there.
Okay.
Well, they probably know we're podcasting. Yeah, they got a strobe light going on.
I was going to say, if anybody saw me doing this, I think I'd be mortified. If they walked by and saw us talking into microphones, I think I would just pretend we were mentally ill and not well.
And also, it's just like salt of the earth people being like, "What the fuck?" Or why
They've got maps open in their car. They're drawing out routes. And
Drawing?
we're like, isn't this silly? Aren't we silly? Goo doo doo doo.
How big was karate in the when you?
Well,
were
I'm from Long Island. That was
that's-
everybody at least tried karate.
I love it.
But now that I think about it, like this, MMA. So
MMA is massive, but I think karate, the karate boom of the '80s, was more specifically like white dudes kicking and chopping, not guys in bedazzled shirts choking you at a Hooters.
Right. Well, it was also like a lot of people wearing gis that didn't fit, like a lot of like, how do I, and it's very stiff, you know, like, oh, how do you fight in this kind of thing?
Yeah.
But at my gym, when I see the guys do the MMA roll around, you know, they're like rolling around with each other.
The
I'm
foreplay?
like, how we got so comfortable watching that. Like, it's just like, nobody gives it any mind, but just like, imagine walking into a place, like you just want to skip some rope. And it's like two guys in a death crawl on top of each other. And another guy's like, and, you know, like, didn't anybody who didn't know that go like, that guy needs help?
I just want to do a set of 3 sets of 10 on an incline.
And there's another guy like watching it, like, what is this? You
the
know?
funniest thing I ever saw in a gym was in my high school weight room. We were like going to work out for football, and this guy that no one had ever seen was in like black sweatpants and a black tank top, and he put out a mat and started doing the breakdancing thing.
Oh, really?
But then he never breakdanced.
Wow.
So he would just like start it, and all of us were watching him like, all right, go. But he didn't know we were watching him.
Oh.
And he would do the thing, he's like, no.
But it was in the locker room?
It was in our high school gym.
Wow.
Like in the weight room.
Wow.
And we were like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Because breakdancing, that was also another craze.
Yeah, but I was already kind of old for that.
You were older for that?
I think it's by the time I got out to Long Island, it was definitely like 2 years dead.
I always would love to find out if you had like a breakdancing or karate phase in the 80s. Like a young
frisbee,
David Tell.
pot, you know, Taco Bell was big, you know, like that kind of just
You're
like
just naming stuff
just
I
like
still
normal, just normal loser, you know, kind of stuff. But I would say where I come from, it was more importantly about like jobs, like what kind of job do you got?
Yeah.
Like, you know, that guy, he works for the, you know, city, and this guy does this. This guy's a stockbroker. This guy over here is a plumber, you know.
Yeah.
So everybody was their job, and it was like really important to have a job. So I'm kind of glad that like I grew up in that world, but it to this day, it's like, you know, well, what's wrong with them? Get them a job, you know, like that kind of thing. Jobs all the time.
You know what's funny is when they said today that the House of Representatives voted to ban TikTok.
Yeah.
The thing on Twitter that everyone was saying was like, now they got to get a job. They're doing that. They're going, now they got to get a job.
Right.
Go get a job, TikTokers.
Get them down to the border.
Yeah.
That's always connecting issues.
Stop the border. Get a job.
Well, let me ask you this as a guy on the road.
Yeah.
Okay. So, you know, like Taylor, I think rules, like, you know, like they're probably going to study her career and her moves, and like she doesn't seem to make a wrong move, you know, and like the whole thing
Nothing
with
but green lights
with
up and up.
re-energizing football, like which is what she did basically, you know. The ratings on the game like went up and all that kind of stuff. But I did like love like when they were like wondering if she was going to make the Super Bowl, to see her boyfriend, and like we kept making fun of it, like where like her songs are all about like loss and regret, that like she's in Tokyo doing, you know, to a sold out, you know, whatever it is,
Egg Dome,
whatever it is. Yeah,
Tokyo Dome.
like, and whatever he left me. Okay, good night, everybody. I have to get on a private jet and go see my boyfriend at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm not really a loser.
Yeah, I just sing about it.
Yeah, I just make a lot of money talking about it.
You stupid bitches are going to sleep alone, but I'm not.
Yeah.
There was a thing, you know.
If you guys ate ice cream, you'd be eating it right now.
Taylor Swift catches a lot of shit. Taylor Swift catches a lot
I
of
think
shit.
she's awesome. She's a year from being old enough to be president.
She's 34?
Yeah, she's a year away from like she could run for president, and she probably would win. Honestly,
Yeah,
she probably would.
She probably could.
Yep.
We might get there. We might get to the point where people like,
if they ever let people under 75 years old be a president, then yeah, maybe she has a chance.
We say it's 35, but really it's 75.
It is now. They should raise it so it wouldn't look so odd.
Well, they said that on her South American tour, because she catches shit for how much she flies private.
Well, she has to though.
Yeah, she can't fly on
How's
Delta.
How's that? She's going to get on a regular airplane? How
people would scream.
I mean, that would be terrible.
She'd have to wear like.
She can't even probably go to a real airport. There has to be like some Area 51. She has to go to.
Just 16 floors.
She has
below
to transport her or something. Yeah,
I bet she gets beamed places.
Yeah, probably.
They already have that technology. Because if she went into a regular airport, she would cause chaos.
It would shut the place down.
Yeah, anywhere she goes in public, it would cause. But they were giving her shit because she flew home every night of her South American tour. That's what one article said. That every night she would perform in South America, fly back to New York, sleep, and then go back to South America.
Oh, that's weird. I wouldn't do that.
That is weird.
Well, maybe that had something to do with just like.
Which what we were talking about. You don't sleep until you get home.
Yeah, I guess.
So maybe she's like, listen, I'm doing arenas. I'm doing football stadiums.
But like when you're saying sleep, she probably went to L.A. Like she didn't come all the way to New York, did she?
I don't know. The article was saying that she flew back to New York.
I think she's also the canary in the coal mine for this city. The minute she moves out of here, good luck. It is going to be barter town.
Do you think we fucking leave?
I think she is actually powering this whole city right now with her taxes.
Her economy is.
I mean, come on.
Yeah,
you know
that is so funny. The second she moves, I'm like, guys, get going.
Yeah,
back up.
You're
Just
going to
me
see
yelling
people
at Katie.
breaking off, just like things that just are, like not that it's not happening now. But.
Yeah. I mean, I think New York was. It's funny because after COVID. I'm from Colorado, so a lot of my friends would be like, how's New York? Is it really scary? And you're like, it's a little bit sketchier, but it's still New York.
Yeah.
It's not like horrible.
I think it sucks. But,
you think it sucks?
As an old man now looking at it, but that's always looking at things through old eyes. I mean, you can see it a lot, especially like down in the village, like on the weekend, where it's like the 20-somethings of our time now are out. They're all dressed up. They're ready to party. I know they're smiling and laughing on the outside, but inside it's their student loan debt that really holds them back. It doesn't look like any of that, by the way. It's just the bottle service, all that kind of stuff. But they're out. It's like this is their New York now. So for them, this is what's going to be normal. That when they look back on it years from now, when they're eating cat food in a place they can't afford, they'll be like,
the table started because DePaulo goes, hey, Manny, can we have some place to sit? I'm fucking wedged in here with the goddamn people going to see the show. There's no place to sit. We're a goddamn comedian. The fuck is this? Yeah. And then Manny goes, he's right. They deserve a table for the comedians. And that was by probably 1998, 99.
Okay. And that's
maybe 97, 98.
And that's when everyone started.
Yeah, DePaulo really demanded a table.
You told me a DePaulo joke one time when I opened for you about Patrice when he moved from Boston.
Yeah.
And you and DePaulo were sitting at the table, and Patrice was young, and he came over and told DePaulo.
Oh, he was no. He wasn't that young. He was already. It was after we did a couple of episodes of what became Tough Crowd.
Yeah. And he said that DePaulo was Patrice's mom's favorite comic.
He goes, I can't believe my mom loves Nick DePaulo. He's like, the one time Patrice was trying to be like nice and whatever.
Sincere?
Yeah, and vulnerable, and then DePaulo didn't even blink. He didn't even, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He goes, great, now I know my demographic. He just looked at me. He wouldn't even look at Patrice. He goes, good, now I know my demographic. School cafeteria workers. And Patrice goes like this. Oh my God. Oh, he starts screaming. Oh my God.
I love that so much. That was the same car ride where you told me my generation was too informed about comedy. And you go, that's what sucks about you guys. You guys know everything that happened. There's no surprises. There's no good stories because you guys all care too much about comedy.
Oh, yeah. And that was before podcasts.
Yeah,
remember that was like...
It was like 2009
it was
or
like
2010.
Binghamton or something?
Yeah, we were going up to Binghamton. And you're like, you guys know too much about comedy.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, because we really... specifically...
You guys studied it. Thank God.
It was like me, List, Morrill,
But it was
Norman.
great because you guys kept the quality. Like, you kept us honest, too,
Yeah.
I feel like. Because you guys are like, you know what I mean? The subset of people that really care about comedy benefit from that.
Yeah, because it's quality control.
Yes.
Which I think that's a problem with a lot of... performances now, whether it be like music or acting, is that there really is no quality control. There's no gatekeepers anymore, which is great for a lot of reasons, but also the quality suffers.
Yeah.
Like the quality, you don't have any. I was so scared, and I didn't get into the cellar until 2011, way past. I mean, Patrice had already passed away.
Wow.
It was already like, wow. Or he had.
Geraldo had passed away.
Geraldo had passed away in 2010, and there was so many things of like, I was still afraid of you guys.
Right.
I remember the Bobby Kelly. I was opening for Bobby Kelly. I was on the road with him as a feature, and I was downstairs watching you at the cellar, and Norton came and got me, and he said, "Come here, I got to talk to you." And I love Jim. I grew up, big Jim Norton fan, and I go upstairs, and we're at the table.
Yeah.
And it's Keith, Norton, and a couple other people, and they have a moment where they go, does Bobby Kelly bully you? And you came up after your set, and you sat down, and Keith was like, we're trying to get him to admit that Bobby bullies him. And I was like, no, Bobby doesn't bully me. And they go, nah, Bobby bullies you. And it's all right. This is a safe space. You can say that Bobby bullies you. And Jim was like, we all know he does. And I was like, no, he doesn't bully me. And then Keith goes, does he ever scream at you? And I go, well, yeah, he's Bobby. He screams at me. And as I said, yeah, you guys all started going, hey, Bobby. And then Bobby walked in, and you all got, hey, Bobby, you bully this kid. And Bobby's like, what the fuck? And then Big Jay told me about the time you guys had the court case because Bobby wasn't paying Jay when Bobby.
Oh yeah, Bobby was cheap charging Jay.
But it's like that.
We had a trial for Bobby at the table.
But that's what I mean with like that was quality control.
Well, that was quality control. But even Keith said it to me just last week. We were on the phone talking, and he goes, "We're pussies now." He goes, "We needed Patrice and Nick for real quality control because those two, they were mean." They were mean.
Yeah.
But they were quality control. They didn't like me and Keith and even Norton and Bob. We let a lot of shit slide.
Yeah, you know what they were? They were like those dogs, like shepherd dogs.
Yes.
Like how they bite lambs and then they keep them all in line or whatever. And they're just like, no lambs are getting bit right now. Or they're like, fuck, fuck.
Exactly. We're like shepherds that are kind of like, hey, come
you
on,
got your
move.
stick. You got your.
Right, yeah.
You're not biting our asses, but like
you don't realize you need that, but you do need it. Of course, everything does.
Oh man, yeah, because and that's what it is you need the person to say the thing of like, oh, you stink.
Like, we're going to call the exterminator. And he goes, I got a guy. And this guy came over and he opened some hole in the back behind the stove. And he just, I'm not kidding, he took a scoop of peanut butter, like a big scoop, and threw it in the hole and shut the thing. And I'm like, that's how you take care of rodents? You just give them a place to feast?
You just hit them a jackpot and give them a little nook?
Eventually, that's going to run. They're going to run out of peanut butter.
But that's also like the penthouse. That mouse, let me tell you something right now.
Yeah.
That was the greatest day of that mouse's life. That mouse was like, what? Private quarters? And a chunk of peanut butter the size of me?
But can I just tell you, that was a year ago?
And
I'm like, that's
here?
going to bring in so many more mice.
You think that mouse isn't having a mice party?
Mice party. There has not been one. I haven't seen one mouse. I think the
I'm surprised. I'm surprised. It's not Club Carmen, and everyone's over there being like, he's like, "Welcome to the VIP room where we've got a fistful of peanut butter."
He did something worse than hitting me or touching me. He joined a 50 and over swim league. Masters. That means Speedos. These are men over 50 swimming competitively. So every Saturday morning in the winter, they'd wake me up out of my warm bed and I'd have to go sit in an indoor pool, fully clothed. I hope none of you know that hell. The smell of chlorine and you're just sweating in your pullover starter jacket. Then you got to watch a guy that hates your dad and is currently f***ing your mom. You got to watch him just cut through the water like a dolphin. To this day, best swimmer I've ever seen with my own eyes. It was insane. First time I watched him swim, it took my breath away. First time I watched him swim, I was like, well, I won't be fighting him in the water. Do you know how bad it hurts to have someone talk shit to you and then put on swim goggles? He's like, yeah, your dad's a fucking loser, and that pool's wetter than your mom. All right. I hate you, Joe. I hope you're drowned.
Cena did his finishing move. He did the attitude adjustment to Jon Stewart. And so I was like, dude, what was that like? What was that like taking a bump? And it was so funny to hear Jon Stewart be like, it hurts, you know? And I would never think this, and this was such a funny detail that he said. He goes, I'm an older man. He said, when he did that move to me, you knew I was okay, because the first thing I did was pull my shirt over my gut. He was like, I landed and I could feel my belly was exposed.
That's hilarious.
So he goes, I landed and immediately pulled my shirt down, and I was like, that's the most human reaction I've heard to like a wrestling move being done to you.
Dude, I've seen people's heart break when they found out I wasn't Italian. Like,
That's so funny.
I've seen people who are like full jerseyed out and they're like, bro, me and my family would get together, we'd make gabagool, we'd all sit around the TV and watch you guys there, and then like somebody else would be like, yeah, well, you know, he was the only one who was not Italian on the show, and they're like, what? Like, you know, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm Irish, and they're like, okay, and they're like, they're just done. Yeah.
All right. Dude, I love that.
Because they were tricked.
God damn
they're
it,
just
that
realizing.
You just made my day. That there were so many guys where they go, nah, where's your family from? They're not from Sicily, but Florence?
Right,
And
how
you're
far
like,
down the boot are you? I'm like, oh no, we had like potatoes and
That's
potatoes.
so funny. Yeah, my grandfather came over from Dublin, and they're like,
Yeah.
excuse me? So, before we went up to stay there, Katie and I went to my mom's house for dinner. My mom gets very excited. She loves Katie.
I love her.
Yeah, she's great. My mom's the biggest sweetheart in the world. She
An
loves
angel.
having us
She
there.
cooks.
She cooks. She's so excited
Yeah.
for us to be there whenever
Loves
we
you.
show up. She shows up. She's like, you guys. It's very sweet.
2 cute dogs.
But sometimes we laugh at stuff that she does, and she doesn't understand why we're laughing. And we're like, well, because you're doing mom shit. You're doing like crazy mom shit.
Right.
And my mom does the craziest mom shit because it's been she and I the entire time.
Whole time. Just you two.
And Katie finally understands the roommate dynamic where you just like share stuff with your mom or you're like, I would never say that to my mom.
It's
And you're like,
fascinating.
it's fascinating. to you.
You didn't have an ally. You didn't have like I'd go to my brother
You had
and
Kevin.
tell my brother, and my brother would be like, don't tell that to mom and dad. Or like
Yeah.
I'd be like, did mom do this to you? And he'd be like, yeah, she does that. You just got to deal with it like this. You had nobody to confirm your reality,
Nope.
to conspire with, or to like intervene on your behalf. It was
Yeah.
just raw, you two to each other.
It really was two
the
camera.
whole life.
It was always
Crazy.
2 camera.
No asides.
Right down the pipe, dude. Right down the barrel. Just right there. I mean, she would come home from dates and be like, well, that guy drinks too much. And you're like, I'm 9. Like, I'm scared of the basement still. I don't know if this should be an adult conversation we're having. So, Katie, we were talking about something. And
I'm trying to remember what we were talking about.
I remember what it was. It was my mom. We were making fun of her and her neighbor.
Oh, should we not?
No, we won't share
okay.
that. We have a running joke with my mom and her neighbor that my mom really does not like, where we're like, your neighbors want you. And my mom's like, stop it. You guys, stop it. She really, that's the exact energy she hits it with. You guys need to stop. I feel like, what did she say? She's like, I feel like I'm playing the straight man here.
Oh, I guess I'll just be the straight man. I was just like, it's just a joke. We're just joking.
That
with
was
you,
her
Trish.
nice way of being like, you guys
Stop
are
making fun of me.
Yeah.
Please stop making fun of me.
So we do this running joke about how all of her neighbors want her. And then we were talking about, Katie brought up, because my mom's in her mid-70s, and Katie was like, are you retired?
I think I asked her if she was out of the game.
Yeah,
I think
she
I
was-
asked if she was like really done, like looking for any, interested in any, like she's just not out of the game
She
completely.
goes, are you retired? And my mom goes, well, it would take a very specific set of things, which we did float the idea of, would you go on Golden Bachelor? She said no.
Right. That's another reason we were talking about it. We were talking about
So we
Golden
brought it up,
Bachelor.
Golden
and how
Bachelor.
sad, how much more sad it is when they let a Golden
Dude,
Bachelor
it
go
is-
home, Golden Bachelorette.
It is
lady.
a loser leaves town
It's
match
tough.
every week.
It's tough.
It is like it's a career match.
It's also tough because
every
they just
time.
had to pour it on the thickest for themselves because they have to present to TV that like, I've been through this and this, but I've got one last shot at love.
Yeah.
And they all just gave that speech and are leaving and are like, so I guess I'm retired now. Like
Well,
it's,
you know, they all do the same thing. They go, being alone, it can be rewarding.
I've got my cats.
And I've got
The
my Mitchell's
grandkids.
memory.
Oh my
that I'll
God,
never let.
it's
Remember when they're
tough.
having dead spouse off in that one episode?
Oh my
where they're like,
God.
I lost my spouse. And he's like, no, I lost my spouse. And you're like, damn, this is sad.
Spouse.
Dead spouse.
So we were talking about that. Trish said she would not do Golden Bachelor.
But she said if it was a rich guy who loved, she like gave like her all-time thing or whatever. And out of nowhere, my mom just volunteers her body count. She just goes,
No joke. I looked over at him and was like, did she just say what I think she did?
you know that noise of a fork hitting a plate? That's what it was the second I go, Jesus. I was like laughing. It's one of those things where you're appalled, you're embarrassed, but also it's so funny we're talking about it on the podcast.
She goes, I dated a lot of men. And then I dated and said the number.
Yeah.
I didn't
Which
know
we'll
if what
leave
we're
off.
doing is editing out the number.
She will watch this because it's on
Okay.
YouTube.
She
Love you, Mom.
just said this was and I want to really set that scene. We're talking about this kind of stuff But this was, I've dated a lot of men. I've dated between the years of, she gave a span, this
She
year.
said 10 years in a number, and it made me want to crawl into a hole and die.
It was shocking. Not just the number itself. The fact that she said it to us, and that I just looked over of like, what do we do now?
And
what
we
do
were
do
both
now?
like,
You had to walk away.
I was laughing. I walked away
that's
after
later?
the next one. I Def Jam walked away on the next part. That wasn't a real walk away. That was a legitimate Def Jam audience member walk away. I was laughing so hard. So we went like, oh, and Katie being sweet and polite, she goes, well, where'd you meet all these wonderful gentlemen?
How did you find that many interesting men?
That's what it was.
And she said,
they weren't all interesting. And we went, okay. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like starting to be like, I don't know if I want to eat anymore. There's like, I mean, we got Danny dipping sauce on the table. So my mom puts down stuff. Dude, this was like, you think your mom's showing people baby pictures is embarrassing, or pictures when you're little in the bathtub is embarrassing? No, it's when your mom puts mustard and mayonnaise mixed on the table and goes, I put down some Danny dipping sauce. Dan loved this when he was a kid. Yeah, when I was 5. I was eating paint chips too.
She goes, oh, and that's, I said, what are these? What are these sauces?
She goes, yum yum sauce.
Yum yum sauce. And that's Danny's dipping sauce. And I just was like,
but we were laughing at dinner.
Is it Danny?
Because she said it like Katie was going to know. She said it like it was known. We kept joking around that she was leaning into the microphone like a lead singer saying she's going to play a hit. She goes, thank y'all very much for coming out tonight. This next one's Danny Dippin' Sauce.
They never play this live!
I was like, that right there is next up. My friend Reginald wrote this one. You guys might know it as Yum Yum Sauce. Everyone's like, oh shit.
And this was after she had said, this next one's called Taco Meat on a Baguette.
My mom makes appetizers. Some of the best appetizers in the world. They're unbelievable. I'm very lucky that my mom makes appetizers.
Delicious. Little pockets of cheese and meat and delicious goodness. And most of them have cute little names. These are buffalo chicken pot stickers. These are taquerito egg rolls.
We were smoking weed in the basement, and my mom was down there hanging out with us, and she pulled them out of the freezer, and she goes, these are... What was it?
She goes, this is something new I was working on. I had a little bit of leftover taco meat. I mixed it with some cheese. And I put it on a baguette. This is taco meat on a baguette.
She goes, taco meat on a baguette.
And we both went, I think the name needs a little workshopping. I think we got it as went with the first thing you thought of.
We were both
there.
like, you could probably spruce that name up.
You really sold it and then told me exactly. You just summed up what you said.
Call it like a Rio de Janeiro sunrise or something.
This is taco meat on a little slice of bread and put in the
call
toaster.
that Albuquerque heat.
You
can call it anything you want.
Call it an open-faced taco. I don't know. Taco meat on a baguette.
And this is taco meat on a baguette.
Her reaction was like, oh, well.
Yeah. Bumming my mom out always sucks because she's like, no, we're having fun. I don't want to bum you out.
We're just joking. No, she's a sweet, perfect angel. And it was delicious, that taco meat on a baguette.
Taco meat on a baguette did fucking slap.
When she plays it next time,
the
crowd's going to pop.
You hear those opening chords? Taco meat on a baguette. She's doing taco meat on a baguette. She hasn't done this since like the live album.
So the Danny's dipping sauce is on the table.
Everything's on the table.
Everyone's having their dips.
We're dipping, we're eating. She brings up the body count.
How'd you meet so many interesting men? They weren't all interesting.
And then
I said, where'd you meet that many men? Something else happened. We got distracted. We kind of moved on. Then she has a bite of food in her mouth.
She's eating a bite, and Katie says...
probably taco meat on a baguette.
Might have been. And Katie says, where'd you meet all... And she says, they weren't that interesting. She goes back to eating, and she goes, so where did you meet all of these guys? And my mom, mid-bite, she eats, and she goes... Craigslist. Like that, and Oppenheimered the room. I mean,
Pushed away from the table.
I got up and walked out of the room like a Def Jam set. I was like, dude, me, Katie, Christine, and Jay were laughing about that for 3 days straight. Out of nowhere, Jay would be getting a water out of a cooler, and he'd go, Craigslist. The finger point. Point fucking destroyed the room. Yeah, I think that's one of the hardest I've ever laughed. I had a hard time breathing.
Oh my God. It was just so funny. I almost thought we had dropped it.
Yeah.
And she's like, looked at me and she points and I'm like, where is this
And
go-"
she did the
said,
thing like mid-bite where she goes, Craigslist. Like that. And then we had to explain to her that our generation
Doesn't use Craigslist like that.
We know Craigslist for sex workers, couches.
Missed connections even. Or like MFM.
That's
like they list
you and
what they
Jay
are.
were saying that when we drove up
Oh
that
my
night.
God.
We told him that story. Jay goes, "Wait, so Trish is just lurking around W4M?" And I was like, yeah, casual encounters is my mom trying to find me a stepdad in her 70s. And she goes, I don't go on there anymore. And we were like, I don't know if you can go on there
I don't even know
anymore.
if it works anymore.
I don't know if it works like
Is
that
it still
anymore.
a thing?
I don't know.
I got roommates off Craigslist. Never a date, though.
I got my apartment in Queens that I lived in for 17 years off Craigslist.
And a futon. I also got a futon off Craigslist.
My mom
That futon
found
that you sat on, that shitty futon.
futon that I did Bonfire and Sixth and Jump from.
Until you bought yourself another chair that sucked.
A video game chair. Katie, I've learned, does her research on products and like looks it up and is like, no, that's good. And I don't. So
He's a trigger puller. I aim.
middle of the pandemic, I was like, oh, I'm going to buy a video game chair to podcast and do the radio show. And I just bought one and it came and we assembled it. And Katie was like, did you look up what this one was? And I was like, I didn't. And then we
Just
did.
Googled video game chair. I clicked. I paid. They took
And
my
then we
money.
looked it up and it was one of the
Chairs.
worst ones. It was like a 2-star.
It wouldn't lean back.
The back wouldn't lean
You
back.
had to sit straight
Yeah,
up. I was like, who's playing video games like this?
And then we found out it did lean back, but the whole thing leaned
And it
back.
made a loud pop where it would make you feel like the whole thing was going to...
Yeah.
It wasn't a great chair, but
it was
somebody
pretty awful.
took it the second we put it in the lobby.
Yeah,
right?
someone in the old building took it.
Yeah.
So you're
So-
welcome. But dude, that body count was
Too funny.
That was one of the most like I'm so glad someone was there to laugh. Because a lot of times it was me
I
and my
know.
mom
I
and her
can't imagine
boyfriend,
that-
and he's in boyfriend mode.
Right.
Guys dating my mom were
It's
always
his
like,
representative.
yeah, he's like, no, that's cool. No, that's Craigslist is totally cool.
Yeah.
You should totally get dick off Craigslist. Meanwhile, I'm like,
Like, is this normal? So adults are. That's why I can't imagine growing or what my opinion on dating would be or my view of dating would be if I grew up watching my mom do it.
yeah,
I've
it's
never
wild.
had to do that.
Kids of single moms, I'd be really interesting to talk to someone else that went through it on like how you relate, like
Yeah,
how
let me
you
just.
related.
Oh, fuck off! I'll get out of here.
Yeah, you had a lovely married family, fucking dork.
Sorry, if it helps, I don't think they like each other very much. They're still together, but
You know, it's holding on.
you can tell they
What-
got heat.
Well, I never thought it was weird until I did a podcast one time, and the person that was on the podcast was like, "Oh, so you were the only kid around, and your mom was dating. Did you ever try to like scare them off or like fuck with them?" And I was like, "Oh no,
Like
no.
from a movie.
I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah, you
I
wanted them to all like you. It was just tiny little auditions. They were just coming to your house.
I was a little butler. I come to the house and I'd be like, "So, do you think playing with toys is gay?" Okay. I'll stay away from that. I just like ask stuff where I go like, now, would you be interested in a stepson that runs up the stairs at the basement when he turns the light off? That's a no. Okay. You have kids of your own. I will not get along with them.
No, don't bring them here.
San Diego, February 28th. Los Angeles, March 1st. And San Francisco, March 2nd. Get tickets on sale now. dansoder.com. I will see you in 2025. And then other cities, don't worry. We're coming. We're putting it all together. But California, you're up first on this theater tour. I'm very excited about this. Again, February 28th, I'll see you in San Diego. March 1st, Los Angeles. And March 2nd, San Francisco. dansoder.com for tickets. Please buy them, and I'll see you then.